Had a buyer from VIP contact agent directly. Buyers do that from time to time, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Buyers do that. Um, Let me call Chris and ask. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I honestly don't know what to do about that. At least there's buyers on there. At least there's buyers. Let's ask. Hey, here's an interesting question. This guy says, had a buyer from VIP contact the agent directly. Who can I talk to about that? And I don't really know how to give him an answer, but that seems like a buyer that we need to have a conversation with.
So the best way for us to deal with this is for that VIP member to report that on support. So you can actually report buyers on support. This is a really cool function. So lower right-hand corner chat, you go down to report a person. And then, let's see, you can report an investor or a wholesaler.
Okay. So that's bottom right corner. There's a chat box that they can type in.
Yep. Bottom right corner, report a person, select investor. And
Got it.
we'll go ahead and audit their account and take a look at what they're doing.
Yeah, we just probably need to maybe they didn't understand. We just probably need to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll let them submit the details so we can figure out who it is, and then we'll have a chat.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Talk soon.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Bye.
That's it.
How to buy? Okay, so Chow Line Survivor. Do you see the chat box in the bottom right of your screen? Go ahead and let us know about that so that we can look into that buyer, because that's the buyer shouldn't be doing that, and really they need to know that. And as far as the Sandy Williams, Sandy, what's your username on Discord? I'll go ahead and bring you up. Yeah, and Don Z, let me bring you up again. Take out the addresses on VIP. That's a good point. Let me tell Chris about that really quickly. One student says, take out the addresses on VIP. Can we do that? Partial address, maybe? Zip code? I will ask him about that. I'm going to ask him about that. I can see that. Yeah, it's interesting. I just texted Chris about that, and I'll see what he says. But I think we could do that. I don't see why we couldn't do that. We just released this like 2 days ago, guys. So I'm happy that buyers are using it. I'm really happy that buyers are using it. Sandy, I was wondering what your username is so that I can bring you up. Because if you're in the Discord, I'll bring you up and we'll help you out one-on-one. But anyways, Joshua has a deal for me. I should look at this. Marseille Street.
Yeah, real quick. So it's got like a 6.7 on there. She owes like 100,000, rents like 1250. It's not the greatest COC, but I don't know. Maybe I told her I would look at the numbers, but I feel like we're still in the same place, which what I told her, which was 10,000. They're going to take over the debt.
Okay, well, I think that's more than feasible. I have one of these in closing with a 7.5% interest rate. It comes down to your PITI. I think your PITI, well, do you have a mortgage statement from them?
I don't have a mortgage statement. I'm just kind of going off PropStream.
So taxes look really high, like $300 a month, and insurance is probably maybe $70 a month. So I think you have T&I of $365, and then I think you have P&I, which is principal and interest, and taxes and insurance, guys, of $664. So I think your mortgage payment, man, is $1,030, which is dummy high, like crazy high. However, that could be totally wrong. That could
So, I mean, Zillow said that 168 was the property taxes and 37 was for the insurance, but I know that's not always accurate. That's just kind of what I've been using.
Yeah, I think PropStream is a bit more accurate than that. I just took the PropStream figure and divided it by 12. But with that said, do get your mortgage statement. Say, hey, I'd like to take over this debt here. I'm a little bit concerned that your mortgage is pretty much what it rents out for. So ask about that, because I wouldn't want to call and pitch 10K down if the PITI is going to be 1,000 and the rent is only $1,200. Could the rent be a little higher, or do you get that off Zillow?
So that is rent cap giving me $1,250. Obviously Section 8, will be a little bit higher, but okay.
Zillow says about 1193. So yeah, probably about 1200. We couldn't do 10K down if it's a break even deal. But if your PITI is 800, 850, that makes a big difference. I actually would have a buyer for that.
Okay, so if it's under 1,000, then I could go ahead and pursue this. Otherwise, it's not really a deal.
I hate to say that, but yes, yeah, that would be the case. So it's hard because remember, these things don't go up in value over time. They do go up in value over time, but insignificantly. One thing that you can look at on a house, guys, and we gave this example the other day when we had a hater in the chat, but every single house, guys, in markets like Detroit, you should follow me on Snap. I can't do that. I will get canceled. Dude, yesterday, this 14-year-old was on my stream and he says, I added you on Snapchat, and the haters had a field day with that. Dude, if I'm adding 14-year-olds back in Snapchat, I get in trouble. Hopefully you can see my perspective. So I'm sorry. I'd love to do that. But that's a bad look for me. So you can view my stories and we can talk on Discord, and yeah. Anyways, this thing is killing me. Hold up, guys. See if I can fix that. This little plastic mat that my chair goes on. He's moving around. I'm in South Africa. Yeah, great. That's great, man. That's no problem whatsoever. Also, we have a guy from South Africa we're bringing up right now. Big Baby Chunks. Look at Kira's new username. Let me invite this guy up. Big Baby Chunks. I don't know why it's not letting you. Shaquille, I'm happy to help you with your deal in Memphis. We definitely can help you with that. Do we have Big Baby Chunks here? I don't. At big. It's not letting me invite you. Kira, would it let you invite Big Baby Chunks up on stage? It's not letting me. It's not working for me. I don't know why. Aiden, if you're curious, we have about 2,000 reviews on wap.com. I have left the negative reviews in place. I think there's probably 8 of them. I think 8 out of 2,000 people had bad experiences. But one way that you can think about this is it's a lot like the gym. Instagram's lagging. As I was saying, it's a lot like the gym. And the reason I say that is because you go to like a Planet Fitness, right? And how many people in Planet Fitness are in shape? I don't know. Maybe like, what do you think? 5-10% have six packs? Like, how many do you think, not necessarily in shape, but like six pack? How many people at Planet Fitness have a six pack? I would argue 10% of people at Planet Fitness have a six pack. And that would suggest that 90% of people who are members of Planet Fitness don't get the results. Is that because lifting weights doesn't work? We're the same way. We're the same way. 90% of people in Hold My Hand Wholesale, maybe more than 90%, maybe 95% of people will never do a deal. But at the same time, out of 9,500 members, 169 of them are here right now. So it's not something I've ever felt bad about, because it's just, that's just the nature of the game. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. So Joshua, do you have clarity on what your next steps are?
With her, I just asked her for a mortgage statement to try and get the PITI dialed in, because I feel like now with you saying that if it's over 1,000, it's not a deal, then I feel like it's not really a deal.
Well, it's not necessarily over 1,000. There's all kinds of things that could make that different. So I would PropStream's just an estimate. So what I would do is I would be like, hey, I want to do this deal with you, but can you share your mortgage payment with me? I'm not sure if it's going to make sense.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll tell that to her and see what she says. If she gets back to me while the stream's still going on, I'll let you know. Maybe we can hop on a call. Otherwise,
sure.
Thank you, man.
Sure. Now, guys, briefly, I have a student who's here from yesterday. He's out of South Africa. Can you hear me, man?
Hey, Richard, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? By the way, what do I call you? What's your name?
You would never be able to pronounce my real name. Even when I do calls, I use my friends. Like I have a friend from Amsterdam, and I just use his name, and
I'll tell
that's
you
the
what,
just the
type your name in the chat and I'll shoot my shot. But I bet you're right. I love to attempt. Type it in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in all caps.
All right. What do you guys?
This is my first name and last name. The last name is easy. The first name is way difficult.
Okay. Well, guys, the name is NTSIK.
Now he said it almost perfect.
I'm gonna say
It's not
Nitsika. I'm gonna say Nitsika. Nitsika.
it would be so difficult for you to say it because everyone who is American, like they just cannot use their tongue to say the hard clicks of South African languages. Because the way I say it is Sika, isn't Sika chapter. Like for you, it will be so difficult for you to say the clicks of a language.
Like so go ahead and say it slow for us. Nsika, you say?
It's Sika.
Nsika.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's how you say it.
Okay, well, Nsika, let's talk about your deal. You had a deal that you have acquired from South Africa, and you said that the agent was interested in seller finance. What did they say to the offer and the proof of funds that we gave them?
The agent was kind of having a busy day, so they didn't really have time to get back to me. I did schedule a call with them. I still do think that deal will go through because I did run numbers on the deal while it was on the list price, and even so, it still doesn't cash flow. It gives you negative cash flow, so it would still be a good deal either way if you would attempt a checkmate pitch. So I still think it would go through because the seller was already interested in seller finance, just that the agent's schedule today did not line up with mine. So we could never officially get on a call and discuss further if we were going to send the contract or not.
Okay. Well, do you want to text them and be like, "Hey, or do you want what do you want me to do? How can I help?"
I can give you the number, but I don't have texting because I have to pay for it separately on SalesMate. So I only do calls and then I do emails. So I can give you the agent's contact information. I already introduced you as my partner, so I don't think she would have a problem with you calling her or anything like that.
Is that what you'd like me to do? Do you want me to call her right now?
Yeah, we can try that. I can send you over her contact information over DM.
If it's the one on Zillow, I think I can see it. Is it Colleen?
Yeah, that's the one.
I can see her phone number. Let's talk about the deal as I've forgotten a little bit. We made an offer yesterday. It's 275, 20K to 25 to seller, 8K to agent. And then we have a monthly payment of $850, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and give her a call right now and see how that goes. And what does she know you as? Name.
Hi. If you record your name and reason for call.
It's Alejandro.
Richard Taylor, buyer.
Thanks. Please stay on the line. I'm sorry, this person is not available.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave her a voice message on her texts. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Colleen, you've been speaking to my acquisitions manager in regards to your listing on." Have you shown her the offer?
She knows the structure that we were gonna go for. I don't know if she saw the email. I did send her email with the offer and the portfolio as well as the proof of funds.
Okay, I relayed the offer via text. Okay. I'll tell you what, we'll keep bringing you up until you get a response, all right?
Yeah, no problem, Richard. I was so shocked to see the Instagram clip because I didn't hear you say anything about it before you ended the live. So
Oh,
when I woke
yeah.
up in the morning, I was so surprised when I saw the clip. I was like, wow, I made the clip. That was a full circle moment for me. Like for me, starting to do this like 2 months ago to being on a actual clip of you, like that was a full circle moment for me.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy about that. I didn't know that I was gonna post it either, but my editor's sick right now, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna chop this up myself really quickly and get this posted." But yeah, man, I think that you provide a lot of inspiration to those who are sitting on the sidelines and haven't taken action yet because the odds are against you. I mean, what time is it right now where you are?
It's almost midnight. I usually the classes go for like up until maybe 3 in the morning. So 3 in the morning is the usual time I go to sleep because I never want to miss the live streams.
Right, man.
So I do the calls throughout the night and then I probably sleep at like 3 in the morning. But it's worth it if I can make this amount of money. Because if I could make this deal go through, it would easily be over 100K for me, like in my currency.
I hope so, man. I tell you, you wouldn't be the first. The last house I bought was off of a guy from Nairobi, Kenya. So this was a deal sourced by a guy from Nairobi, Kenya. Really, anybody can be a deal finder. So we got a lot of people in the chat who are like, "Can I do this from this? Can I do this from that? Can I do it from this country?" And I want to be the first one to let you know, guys, that my last house was found by a guy out of Kenya, and this guy right here has an agent who's interested in his seller finance offer. So yeah, it's very possible. By the way, how do you call again? Can you? A lot of people are asking. Can you share with us how you call?
I use SalesMate. So when you use SalesMate, you have to pay for the normal SalesMate subscription. And then on top of paying for the subscription, you then pay for the calling service. You pay for the calling service on the side, and then you pay for sending text on the side also. So if you use SalesMate, I recommend SalesMate. Yusuf uses this one called Quo. So those are the only two I can think of that you can use for doing calls.
Okay.
Does Google Voice not work in South Africa?
No, Google Voice is not available in South Africa. And if you use a VPN, they can figure out that you're not really in the US and they can block your number. So it's not worth using something that's not available in your country because they might just end up blocking you. Because I used Hush at first and Hush terminated my account within a week. So I wouldn't recommend using something that's not available in your country.
Will you type them in the chat for us?
No problem.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Anyways, stay in touch and I'd be happy to help you out with that deal if it need. All right.
Thank you so much, Richard. No problem.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Bye-bye. I brought up a lot of people, but I'm hoping to do some calls. Don Z was asking to talk for a while. Don, what's going on, man?
Hey Richard, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you for everything you're doing. I'm great, and especially because I'm here. But anyways, I'm gonna send you two addresses that I got, and this is it's just crazy because you always say this, and this was a realtor that got back to me after like a month. Um, and oh, I'm trying to send you the message, but I can't find you. But anyways, here's the deal. The properties, it's two properties. She has two properties. I can't find you. Okay, never mind. I found you. So it's two properties, and the first one. Here's the deal. When I first reached out, it was a trust acquisition. Um, they all close to what they're asking, and she has two properties that are similar. Apparently, the properties do not cash flow. And my main question to you is there some, can we work a deal, or is there any way that we can present an offer with something like that? I spoke with the realtor. There's no contract done or signed or anything. So I don't mind if you share it with everyone. But yeah, I wanted to see how do we go about this.
So I'm echoing really bad through your mic right now. It's echoing back. Are you connected to some sort of Bluetooth or a headset?
No, it's just a computer.
I'm gonna keep your mic muted just so we don't have to hear the echo. It's hard for me to hear my own thoughts when I'm doing that, but I'm still with you here. So for the first one, we on Marseille, the guy who came up before you, he was like, "Hey, they're interested in a mortgage takeover," but he told me the PITI was $1,200. The rent is $1,200. So that one makes it hard, and then given their mortgage, we couldn't do a cash deal on it. The second one that you have on Devonshire, this is a single family. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Occupied or vacant? Vacant. Okay, vacant. Okay, and then I'll unmute you. What price? You're unmuted.
The for rent.
Purchase price.
Well, the thing is that she wants a bundle, and she was willing to do the second one you mentioned, as well as, I mean, as long as we purchase the first one that doesn't cash flow.
So Marseille, I don't have a solution for that because they're so low equity where we can't do cash, and there's negative cash flow, so we can't do mortgage takeover. It's not even the rate, it's the cash flow. The second one that you have could be a good cash deal. I'm gonna pull that up right now. I want to see what they owe. Looks like they also are low equity on that one. So the second one appears to be low equity as well. That could be good. Do you know the PITI? Kind of.
She sent me some numbers, but I don't think that she understood what I asked for.
Let's estimate. So, first things first, I've plugged it into PropStream. I can see that they have a principal payment and interest payment of $688, and I would imagine taxes and insurance are $250. So they're probably paying around like $940 or so PITI, and the rent would have to be $1,400 on that for that to make sense. So I'll see. It's $1,480. Your rent is $1,480. That one would cash flow. I have a buyer for the second one. I just need you guys to confirm that. So taxes on this one are looking like $3,300 a year. It's high. It's 300 plus per month. $3,300 divided by 12 is $275 per month. 70 for insurance. You got $350 PITI or $350 TNI, which means that your payment would be like over $1,000. I need confirmation on the PITI. My guess is that it's about 1,100. If the rent is 1,480, which it looks like it is, I think we could do that, but I'll be honest, man, you need to get that for like 5K down because there's very little cash flow. I unmuted you.
It's actually, according to her, she said that the monthly payment is 1186.29.
I don't know if there's a whole lot that we can do with that, man. These deals, as I said, the first guy was, they don't really appreciate over time. And honestly, remember, you don't need to do this in just Detroit. You know, there's so many other markets that you could do this in. What I would do for mortgage takeover, guys, is I would find a market where people aren't really doing this. I want it to be a good area. What's this? This is Lansing, Michigan. Lansing, Michigan. I'm sure we could find some low equity multifamily here, or potentially even a cheap single family property here. It's a market that we don't really see too many deals out of, but there's a lot of these secondary markets that I'd heavily recommend looking in, guys. You want to know a market that nobody here has heard of? Probably not very many people have heard of. I'll give you a crazy one. Davenport, Iowa. Davenport, Iowa. Why don't we ever look at deals in Baltimore, Maryland? Let's check out Baltimore, Maryland really quickly, guys. There's no reason why we couldn't do that. I'm going to go to Buy Box. I'm going to log in with my account, and I'm going to see if we have any low equity deals in Baltimore. But come on, there's got to be tons of them. There's got to be tons of them. Okay, so we're going to go here, control panel, lightning leads, and then let's try Baltimore. I don't know if I've ever done a deal in Baltimore, but there's no reason for that. So on market, deal type, probably mortgage takeover on, definitely mortgage takeover on this. And then we're going to price low to high. The price needs to be low. And now we're in Baltimore, and look how cheap these houses are, guys. Okay, so that's a mobile home right there. Don't do a mobile home. That's a shit box. Probably a shit box. Our price is so low right now that we need to go through a couple pages because it's so low that it's just showing us houses that are way too cheap. I wish I could put in a, oh, I can. Minimum price, maybe 75. See if that's working. Minimum 75,000. And then I'll also load it up on PropStream because sometimes it shows you different results. So is PropStream frozen? Guys, I don't know what's going on with my computer right now. I can't get it to load anything. Come on. What do we, there we go. Okay, Baltimore, Maryland, on market, value and equity. I've been going with maximum equity 40%, 45% even. And then MLS, I'm looking at on market, property type, I'm looking at anything. All. And I probably want a max filter, guys, because remember, this doesn't really work when the houses are above 150 unless the interest rate is insane and it's a super nice house. So 150,000 is my max price right now. I probably want to put in a minimum price filter as well, just to get rid of anything that I don't want to see. But this isn't a market where I don't think we've ever done a deal. Minimum price filter, I'm going to go like 60, probably 70,000. Probably 70,000. And I think the reason for that, guys, is just that anything below there is probably not something we'd want. So let's see. Okay. Remember, townhouses here are the norm. So the norm is connected properties like this. So they consider this single family, even though technically it's a townhouse. So just keep that in mind, guys. Everything in Baltimore and honestly a lot of areas that are on the East Coast, this is just kind of what they're like. So I don't know if you're going to be finding single families, but you will be finding these. Well, there's a single family. There's a single family right there, but it looks like there's a lot of opportunities here, guys. Like a lot of opportunities. And I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't go after these and others that are similar to it. Look at this guy. This guy rents for $2,000. Is that real? Just see if that thing is real. The house looks, okay. Well, the condition is not something that we would be interested in. However, I wonder if that rent is real because we don't really have that other places in the United States. 140K house that rents out for that much. It's pretty insane. Let me just check to see if that's the case. Okay, I don't know how that's real. That's ridiculous. Baltimore might be kind of cracked, guys. That might be kind of insane. Whoa. Are these real numbers? It's been there for 230 days. Nobody wants this? It looks to be in good shape. 3 bed, 1 bath. Wait a second. How much does this thing rent out for? I just gotta check this because this is new information to me, guys. I did not know Baltimore was high rent like that. That's like thanks, Ricky. Oh my god, it goes for $1,700. Dog, your PITI is $800 on this thing with a 2% interest rate. Whoa. 3 of 5 properties that are tenant occupied. Wow. The only thing that scares me about this is the days on market, but I'll give him a call. Just really quick. I'll give him a call. I just gotta shoot my shot, guys. I just gotta find out.
Hi, this is Jack. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Jack, what do you mean? Why are there so many? There's so many agents on here. Let me double dial. TikTok, do you have a lot of lag right now? Is there a lot of lag, TikTok? It's telling me that my network is green, which there's a little symbol right here. It's green. That okay? TikTok. I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'll take a picture of it. Do you guys see this little green circle right here? I just took a picture of my stream. This green circle means that my Wi-Fi doesn't have any connection issues. So I don't know how to fix that, guys. I'm sorry. Bro's not answering the phone, but guys, Baltimore kind of slept on. Honestly, like this is kind of insane. Make sure that you're cash flowing, but it seems that Baltimore has some really, really high numbers here. So check that out, guys. I know we look at cash deals in Detroit a lot, but remember, you could go all over the United States. Hell, we do deals in Flint, Michigan. I mean, that's not a great place to look. I'm gonna be real. People are saying TikTok is bugging. Really? Somebody recorded it.
I'll take a picture of it.
Oh shit. This green circle. Well, I'm sorry, TikTok. This is why we joined the Discord. Anyways, Don Z, I'm sorry. I don't know if we can make either of those work with cash flow, man. The cash flow is really important. But I'd recommend looking in other markets beyond Detroit. Remember, everybody's looking Detroit. Find your own little interesting area like Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or the surrounding markets, Yeah, Flint's a rough city. Very neglected. Anyways, y'all good? Cool. Perfect. Talk soon, man. Bye-bye. I feel like Shaquille Oatmeal. What's going on, man? You got a deal to show me?
Yes, sir. All right, let me send you the link in the chat. It's a fixer upper in Memphis. I'm sending you the Zillow link. I spoke. So basically, the whole story is earlier. I spoke to the same agent for another property because I thought it was pretty good. The thing is, like it was actually going to close like an hour later, and I couldn't do anything about that. But then he told me about this property, and I looked into it, and right.
Interesting. Wow, this is the oldest recorded sale I've ever seen on Zillow. Guys, Zillow has a sale recorded for $38K in 1971. And now they're trying to sell the property for $160. What do we think $38K was in 1971 today? I'm just gonna find out. I just gotta ask, because this is the appreciation thing we're talking about. Chat, what is $38,000 from 1971 in today's currency?
To adjust for inflation, $1 in 1971 is roughly equivalent to about $8 today. That means if you had $38,000 in 1971, it would be worth around $305,000 today.
Really? That's insane. I don't know if I believe that. Is that...
Where was that coming from?
That's ChatGPT, which notoriously lies, but we can look it up. Present value of 37K in 1971 today. That would be... Oh my God, they're right. It would be 300K. That's insane. Okay, so guys, remember we talked about appreciation. This thing sold for more in 1971 than it's selling for today, even if it were fully renovated. It doesn't really go up in value, but at the same time, does that mean this is a bad market? No. But what does it mean? Cash flow is important, or if you could flip a property, that would be nice too. It's just not it's not like you're going to hold property in this market and it's going to go up over time, unless you're in a really, really nice part of the city. So that's an interesting point, guys. I've always been pretty fascinated with that. As far as this property goes, it was just listed on Zillow, so I would assume that they're holding out to see what their best number is, but we can never really assume. So let's find out. I want to find that listing. 160K. There it is. Have you checked for ARV comps?
I believe so. I don't remember. I did so many today. I think it was 300. No, check what I put on buy box.
We're just gonna draw around this
ARV
small area.
Buy box said it was 378. I don't know how.
It could be.
I think it's like.
It could be.
I mean,
but here's how you comp. No need to use that. Just do it manually. It's just a quick manual search.
Yeah, when I did it manually, when I averaged it, it was, I believe, 300,000 around that.
So we want to get the dimensions of the property. It's a 3-2 with 1,800 square feet, and it's got a lot of character to it, which actually is really helpful, guys. This interesting interior with this wood and this rock, this is all great, guys. This is all really awesome stuff. So I love the property. I think it's great. 1965, 3-2, 1,800 square feet. So we're going to go ahead and do sold. We're going to price high to low. We're going to do past 12 months, and we're just going to see what's sold in this neighborhood. So that's these are not comps right here, guys. Why are these not comps? Well, they're built in a different time. Actually, they're not. They're built in the 1960s, but their square footage in beds and baths is off. This guy is 3,000 square feet, and he's in distressed condition. So that, no, not these. This guy. Oh, but 1980. I don't think your ARV is 300, man. I'm gonna be real. These guys are not really being flipped right now. It seems like they would be getting flipped based on where this is. I mean, these are all really interesting looking houses.
Yeah, I had the same opinion too. They weren't really flipped, so I had to widen the circle out.
There's not a lot of fix and flips here. I'm gonna be like, you can even see the numbers, man. Most of these houses are selling for like 180, 200. And then if we just look at the neighbor's house, are you flipped? It's much bigger. And it looks like a church.
This is a really good flipper market.
I don't see any flips in your area. Memphis is a great market for flipping. But man, if I'm being real, we want to see a lot more comps than that. So I wonder if I could just zoom in and show you what I'm talking about here. We want to see houses that look like they've been fixed and flipped all over the place. Not really these either, but this is a fix and flip right here. You see this?
Yeah.
We're looking for stuff like that. And if I'm a flipper and I'm like, should I flip in this market? The first thing I think is, has somebody else done it successfully? And the reality is not here, unfortunately, not at least in the past 12 months. So honestly, you could do a deal like that, but the discount you need is exorbitant. And the reason you need a crazy discount is because we don't have any evidence that there's actually a market here for flipping, if I'm being real.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and I have another property. It's it's a vacant land in Dayton, Ohio. Let me send it over to
I
you.
don't know anything about land.
Oh, okay. I have a question about it. I submitted it on Buy Box, and the original offer that he was asking for was 19K, and he was getting offers until 23, and then I offered 25, and the Buy Box offer price was 27. So, I mean, so I'm only making 2K here, but would people usually go at the max offer price?
Dude, I don't know anything about land, and I can't advise you on land. But
Okay.
I would say you're probably I'd put it this way. If you said, "Richard, would you make a bet that my land deal would sell?" And I say, "Yeah, I'll put 10K on it not selling." I would put $10,000 on it not being a deal. And the reason I'd say that is because, um, think about it. Piece of land in Memphis, Tennessee, $20,000. What is a house sell for in Memphis? Maybe like 120, 130, 140, the median housing prices. How much does it cost to build a house in Memphis? Maybe like 130, 140, 150.
Yeah.
That's why. But it's not to say that land doesn't work, but land works in more expensive areas. And I'm not a land wholesaler and I don't know anything about land. And I honestly couldn't give you any advice. And Buy Box Cartel it's generating numbers based off of what you put in it. So if you put in comps for a piece of land,
Okay.
remember they're not the comps that you're putting in for pieces of land are not comps. They're just houses that have sold nearby. And people it just we can't really do that, man. We can't really do that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah, I would say houses. Stick to houses for sure. Suppressor said something interesting. Suppressor, you get your first deal, man. You
Can
get
you hear me?
Yeah, I really hope you got your first deal. You deserve it. It's been so long. What happened?
Okay, so yeah, it finally happened. We submitted EMD this morning at 10 o'clock. I got the picture, and it just feels weird. I feel like I should be more excited, but it's like the first steps to owning $1 million, $2 million appraised RV park. And we're getting it for 1.5 million creative terms. If you want, I could explain you a little bit the process, but it's an insane deal.
Yeah, I'd love to know about this. You have an RV park on Morby method terms?
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Capital stack Morby method. So if you want, I can post it in chat if you guys want to see what it looks like. I think pretty much everyone's aware of it.
Of
It's been
course.
under contract for 4 months, but this is why Richard teaches to go after houses, guys, because it takes 4 months to close these things. And maybe more. So we'll see. We still have we're entering due diligence now. Due diligence starts on the final. So she put in a clause. This is a real cool clause that you guys can add in there. Make sure that due diligence only starts after the final piece of due diligence has been delivered. You get so many more days. When you start it like that, you probably get like 75 days in total.
This is
I pray I
interesting.
get it to New York. So if you guys want to see what the strategy is, it's kind of simple. One dude went bankrupt and was embezzling. This is why they didn't have a full T12. And that's why, therefore, they could not sell traditionally. Therefore, the only way we could do this was creatively. What we did, though, is we stretched it long enough to be able to possibly get a full T12 by the end of this month. So by the end of this month, right now, we should have full P&Ls for a T12, allowing us, once we close in 45 days, to get that DSCR loan in place, because if not, this would have not been possible. A T12 is a full trailing 12 months of profit and loss statements, absolutely necessary for you to be able to get any kind of loan in place. So there was embezzlement. One person went bankrupt and the bank took over their portion. That is about like close to $300,000. Another partner, there was 4 partners in total. Another partner wants to exit completely, so they want their $360,000. So we're paying off the bank, and then we are paying off that one partner. We are then having the sellers carry their equity forward. about like $360,000 each. And they're carrying that for 7 years, interest free at a 10% profit share of net profit instead of interest. What we're coming in, basically what we need to do, the down payment would be $200,000 on this for a $2 million park at a purchase price of 1.5 right now.
I'm gonna be real, man. I'm not even following what you're saying. It sounds like your deal is currently trying to apply for financing.
Yeah, that's it. So
Okay.
we have not like had the financing in place itself, but we do have a couple of capital partners that are ready to go. Ingrid Hernandez from Sub2, which is like the biggest RV park buyer. And she's actually the second person ever to do a Morby method other than base.
Yeah, she was at Wholesaling Live. She's such a sweet lady. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, she's so amazing. Oh, you met her?
Yeah, we spoke on the stage together.
Bro, she's amazing. I love her. Really, that's a great contact you got there. An amazing buyer. She really buys a lot of creative stuff, and she's really, really smart, man.
Yeah, she's a great woman. Wow, that's so interesting. Well, let us know if you get approved for that financing.
Yes. And hopefully in 45 days it's gonna be done, man. We're gonna have an RV park. And if you want, you can get these too, Richard. Jump on these, bro. They're cash cows.
Yeah. Wow.
This thing has an NOI of 176,000 a year, and I'm gonna be splitting that with my partner.
I guess my concern is the fragility of these. But if it closes, yeah, it definitely gives me something to think about. Garrett's been telling me he's been trying to close one in the next month for like a year now. But at the same time, we saw Anson do one of these deals. Anson did one of these deals at 13 with Riley Kelly. So it's definitely possible, but I think they're really fragile. And I'll tell you what, if I start seeing you guys close them, because I know that education is present in the Discord, yeah, it's definitely something we should look into. And I worry about funneling everybody, because everybody's going to follow what I do. And I worry about funneling them towards a long-term payout with a fragile deal type. So we'll sit and watch. And I'll tell you what, guys, if they go through the couple that we have, it looks like Rowan has one in the chat. Looks like Pam has one as well. We definitely can implement this into the Discord, but it's something new for me, and I'm not very well versed on it. I understand the structure, but it seems to be nuanced and fragile, and I really hope it does close.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. It's really dependent. There's a lot of wheels in the process moving, and it's not just this cookie cutter straight up deal. So it generally gets stopped by lawyers. Thankfully, their lawyers just didn't redline much and just went straight with what we were saying. So we passed the biggest hurdle. Generally, it's these kind of mess up in the lawyer stages, because the lawyers don't understand the verbiage, and they're like, no, this makes my client too liable, and no, they won't be able to take the second position or whatever it is. They always find arguments that break it down. So luckily we got past that. And yeah, man, if ever anyone wants more knowledge on RV parks, and if I do end up closing on this, I'd love to be the RV park dude and mobile home park dude in here, to help out with whatever it is the community may need, because these are completely different loans. There's DSCR loans specific only to these. Your average SBAs and average loans don't always fit the profile for these kind of properties. And it's a big learning curve, guys. But once you learn it, and there's a lot of buyers out there, especially now that Pace got everyone excited on the whole RVs thing, and he's doing this RV challenge in person. I think at the end of March. No, did not close that one in Texas yet. So, David, we're just waiting. We're still waiting on back from. I guess the owners. We submitted a good offer. 35% down. Hopefully that KOA will close.
Anyways, hey man, I'm gonna. What's your fee here? Is it a monthly profit, or is it an assignment fee, or both?
It'll be both. What I'm trying, since it's a Morby, there's $150,000 at closing that's going to be left over. So I'm going to be splitting that $150,000 with Lola, Becca, and me. And Becca's not going to be staying in the deal. I don't know if you know Rebecca Fritz. She's in the Discord. She's super awesome. She's also a Gator in Sub 2. I met her here from Home also. She's a super awesome lady. She's closed a ton of deals. She's not very active here, but she's awesome. And
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. I'm really curious. I got to get to these other people here, but I'm really happy that you have EMD on that. And keep us posted, okay, Chris?
For sure, man. Thank you so much. And hey, let's go. I'll be helping anybody with these RV parks once this closes, Richard. Be glad to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, this is interesting. We have a guy on stage right now. I don't know his name, but it says Rogue River, and I want to talk to him shortly here because he says he owns 4 mobile home parks, and I'm just so curious about what that looks like for him. But I have 2 other people here I need to speak with briefly. One of them is Jose. Jose, we've been talking, man. What do you need?
Hey, Richard. The thing is, I talked to the seller. I don't know if you remember the deal from yesterday. You told me that you're gonna sell it today here.
If I said that, I probably will. Is it?
But the thing is, I just need one thing. Is that he's trying to force me to send the EMD within 3 days after I send the PSA.
You know, that's possible. It is possible. I think we might be able to do something like that, especially if we have interest. So I'll tell you what. I need to know about the property.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you, but I actually convinced him to tell him, look, give me just 5 days for the inspection, and after 5 days, I send you the EMD 1 day after. What do you think? Is that better?
Much better, man. Much better. I'm looking up the house right now. It looks to be in pretty good condition here. I just need to run over some stuff with you here. So this is a single family. It's a 3-1, 1,400 square feet. Looks like it's listed for 80K. It's been there for 100 days or so. What have you offered him? I'm sorry, I forgot.
67.
67. Okay, and little close to list, but the cash on cash will be pretty solid. This isn't under contract. They've simply agreed to the price. We just need to submit EMD on the 6th day, you're saying?
Yeah, but yeah. Okay. I mean, he's under contract right now. He's waiting for me to send those things on the purchase price, and he's gonna sign it up right now.
Okay.
Actually, he's waiting for me.
Okay, I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna put you in contact with a team member. I want you to submit this, but I'm also going to put you in contact with a team member. And that team member is going to get it in front of a buyer prior to this being signed. I just need you to be in the chat with them. So I'm going to go ahead and connect you with Shell, and we're going to go ahead.
And also, he said that he's not allowing assignment. So is there any chance we can do a double closing?
Probably not on this one. And the reason is because the fee isn't that big. For a double close, guys, your fee your double close is probably going to cost 3K. So if you're doing a double close and your assignment fee is 5K, it's not really
But remember that this one has a tenant in place paying 1,450.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you told me that there was a really good deal that I can make. Maybe
that is really good.
More,
that is really
10,000.
good. That is really good. I guess I just didn't see that it was listed for. Are we talking about Cyburn Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see that it was listed for 80, but you're at 67. They're listed at 80. I don't want to be sending our buyers deals that are too close to list price, even if the cash on cash justifies it. Why can't we assign the deal?
He said that there is a lot of wholesaler and he doesn't want it. Actually, I own rental properties as well, so I try to wrap it into I'm gonna buy it, you know. But he's really. I sent you a screenshot of he responding like there is a lot of wholesaling.
Dude, it's.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh. Look at this, man.
And it looks like a really good deal, but he's a little bit tough, you know.
So this is something. There was a shooting pretty much at this house, like a block away.
But the tenant is 1 year lease. Literally, it's gonna be 1 year there.
Yeah. if you had this thing assignable, I might be able to get it done. The shooting, so dude, I'm facing 3 hurdles here, and I don't really know how to respond.
Sorry.
The deal is close to list price. Locked up at 67 and listed for 80. It's really close. And it kind of puts a bad taste in a buyer's mouth when they see what they're paying given the list price. That's the first thing. The second thing is somebody got gunned down right here. And then the third thing is that we can't assign the deal. And if we are going to stack a fee on it that doesn't get eaten up by double closing, like 7, 8K, it's right next to list price. It's right next to what the thing is for sale for. So I think above all else, we need it to be assignable. Probably above all else, we need it to be assignable. But then beyond that, I don't know what to say to my buyer when there's a shooting like a block away. So I'll tell you this, the tenant being in place at 1450 and the price that you have of 67,000 is phenomenal. However, I don't know how to get around a non-assignment clause knowing that we can't really add more than a couple thousand onto this, given that it's listed publicly for $80,000. That's really hard. And then beyond that, the shooting right here, I don't know what I would tell my buyer about that. So there's a lot of good things, but there's some negative things about this. And I don't know how to proceed if it's not assignable because I simply can't send my buyer a deal for 80K that's listed for 80K. I won't do it. They'll stop responding to me.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. But what I should tell him to make it assignable, like
say,
what
hey,
is it?
look, I can send you a screenshot that illustrates that I literally have like 7 LLCs. And you can be like, look, man, do you see how many LLCs there are? I'm gonna send you this screenshot to your messages. Say, I have 7+ LLCs. I often create new ones for each purchase. I like to and then
Can I tell them because of the DSCR loan? Like, okay, so if the DSCR loan fails, I need to open the other.
No, I don't.
LLC or something
Honestly, man, I don't want to bend the rules. I'm gonna be real. I can't do this. Sorry. There's a shooting right next to your house. I'm so sorry I didn't see it before, but I can't send my buyer a deal with a shooting next to it. Does that make sense? Here's what will happen. If I tell you, yeah, there's a shooting there, but you've got a great cash on cash return, everybody else in here is going to go ahead and do that. And then if I'm like, you know what, we can allow a 13K discount, everybody else on here is going to do that. And there's so many deals on Zillow that there's no need to bend the rules. You know, I'm sorry. We've got some rules in place. And if I start being less strict on them, everybody's going to go attack that.
But sure, if I convince him to get me, that I can assign the deal, do you think I could do that maybe?
Here's what I'll tell you. If you want to shoot your shot at selling the deal yourself, you're totally willing. You're totally welcome to, and you can figure out whether or not there's somebody interested in it. The way that you're going to do that is that you're going to go to Buy Box Cartel and you're going to sell the deal yourself. So we came out with Buy Box Cartel VIP recently, right? And if you click on VIP, if my computer ever decides to load as the newest laptop Apple offers, you'll be able to sign up for VIP, but it doesn't look like my computer's thinking about loading right now. So you can sign up for VIP and post your own deal. That's what I would recommend doing. I'd 100% recommend signing up for VIP because once you have a VIP account, it doesn't matter whether or not my buyers like it. You can post it to your own buyers. However, based on my experience, a deal with a shooting on the same block, 13K below list price with 130 days on market that can't be assigned, I don't know what to do with that. Anyways, I got to move on, man. But best of luck to you. I'd suggest posting it on VIP.
Sorry about that.
There's a way to get around that assignment.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There's a way to get an easy way to get around non-assignment.
There's a shooting on the block, so I can't really.
I know, but I'm just saying for future reference for students. Just tell the agent that the LLC that's going to be signing on the contract is just a placeholder LLC, that you're partnering with another investor, that you're going to be opening a new LLC in escrow. Easy way to get past non-assignment.
Sure. Yeah. I do create. I sent him a screenshot of the LLCs that I own, showing him that we create LLCs for like I have an LLC called Tacoma Street LLC. And the reason I have Tacoma Street LLC is because I created a new LLC for that specific purchase. So that does happen all the time. And sometimes you need to assign a deal to your new LLC. However, I think the underlying issue here is there's a shooting right there. And our buyers have made it pretty clear that they're not interested in that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna make a really quick call to a follow-up that I had from yesterday on that one deal that we were looking at, that cash deal. I was telling you that it was a no-brainer. Was Let me see if I can find it. So her name was Taylor. Taylor Tucker. Hey, Taylor.
Hi.
Hey, it's Richard. We spoke yesterday. I had made you an offer on Fullerton, and I sent over a package offer for that one that you had coming back on the market. I don't. I'm sure your seller needs more time to review the package offer, but the one on Fullerton's real simple. It makes a lot of sense. The ARV is great. I sent an offer at 55.
Yeah, I sent it over to him. He hasn't responded back to me
Oh,
yet.
got it. Got it. Okay, no worries. I was just following up about that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll let you know what he decides.
Absolutely.
I know we had a couple showings on that today, so we probably are gonna end up doing like a highest and best kind of thing with the
Sure.
date because of how much action has gotten in just in
Yeah,
2
no, it's a
days.
good one. It's definitely a good one. We can waive our inspection period. Generally speaking, my contractor can walk the property, and then we can just submit non-refundable EMD, and then it's going to close regardless. So you can, I guess, you can include that in the offer. Like, we can waive inspection, walk prior to being under contract.
I'm also gonna be there from like 12 to 1:30ish tomorrow. If whoever you want to have meet me there at that time, he can just come there when I'm there.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll ask, and we'll be in contact soon.
Okay, perfect.
Bye bye. Let me call my buyer. I offered 55.
You have reached.
Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, I just sent you so the reason I haven't sent you a deal in Cleveland is because they're scarce right now. There's very few listed. But one did come up, and it has a really high ARV, like 155, 160 based on my comps. And the rehab appears to be extremely light. Like yep, super, super light. I just sent it to you. And the agent's like, "Hey, you guys want to walk it? Because we might be able to get the offer done if we can do no inspection and walk the property first." And they said that they would be at the agent would be at the property tomorrow.
I'll be there too.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to schedule it?
Well, okay. What kind of price are we talking about?
It's 57. The ARV came out to 165, but I considered it 155 as to not be the highest comp there. And it appears that it's on Fullerton Avenue in 44105. And I would say that it probably needs 2 water heaters. The LVP can stay, maybe paint, maybe a little bit of drywall, but it seems super light, like one of probably the lightest you'd have going on right now.
Damn. Okay. I mean, do you know anything about electrical, plumbing, or roof?
I can check Street View for roof and tell you right now. We have really strong ARV comps. Let me check though. Then your highest and best number came in over list price. The roof is past 5 years. I can see it on Street View. It's well, actually, I'll go past 10 years. It's a 30-year roof. The photo was taken in September of 2022. It has a lot of texture on it. So I see vinyl windows on the house. Well, I see a couple vinyl windows on the house. and I texted it to you. I texted it to you. Let me know if you want to walk it. I'll schedule the walkthrough. She'll be there tomorrow.
I would love to walk it in person myself tomorrow. I would say the earlier the better.
Great. Let me give her a let me put y'all in a group chat and I'll see if I can schedule that right now. Okay.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, dude, you know this is right up my alley.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is gonna go quick. So there's like a bidding war on it. Hopefully we can get it done without an inspection.
Okay. Well, I am the inspection. I will see it myself.
Yeah, they love it when we walk the property and we can go under contract and say no inspection contingency. They love that.
And then on my side, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna close the card money in 2 weeks.
Great. Perfect. Well, let me put you guys in a chat. I'll tell her that we're interested. What time would you like to go?
9 a.m. I know I said earlier the better. 9 a.m. is the earliest that I can handle.
Okay.
Because I like to wake up at 8. But,
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll call right now.
8 in the morning. Yeah, great.
Talk soon, man.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Let me call the agent back. Hey, Taylor, we can walk tomorrow. Earliest we could be there is 9. My business partner Harry could show up at 9. But we're flexible if that's a little early for you.
Yeah, no, I have appointments all morning, so I won't be there until 12 o'clock, and then I'll be there till about 1:30.
Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys in a group chat together. I'll introduce you to my business partner, and we'll probably be there at 12. And then after we do that, you can tell your client they don't need an inspection period and they can submit non-refundable EMD day 1.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Okay. Well, great. We got that scheduled. And of course, Instagram's live stream failed. What's new? Let me see if we can restart that. Live. Well, I'll be right back, guys. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right there. And then I've got I'd like to do a couple calls, guys. Is it cool if I do a couple calls? I want to talk to R&R and I want to talk to Tommy and Kent. I might talk to these guys first, but I think I could pull a deal right now. I've got a couple things lined up if you guys are cool with it, but I'm really here to do whatever you guys want. So give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's get some calls done. I got a call in 15 minutes, so my question might need. Ken, I can talk to you right now if you're quick.
Yeah, it's super quick. So I'm pretty sure I heard you say at one point that if you call an agent about a property and they said that the seller can't do seller finance because the owner is up there in age and might not be around, quote unquote, too long, that we can structure it in a way similar to a mortgage takeover with a trust, as long as there's language stating that if the seller were to pass within that balloon term, then all remaining payments and balloon amount will be sent to beneficiaries, correct?
100%. No problem.
That's what I thought, because that's the only objection I'm facing right now on a property in Georgia.
Yeah, I would say that's exactly correct. We could totally do that.
And if they were to agree to that, when I would submit the contract to your team, or just had to put in there like this has to be put into a trust.
Come up on stage just like you did. Come tell me, and then I will make sure to connect you with the appropriate people to put that wording in place.
I should appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, Instagram, we're back up. If you're wondering what's going on here, I've got a list of real estate investors, like thousands of them. They usually want the same thing. Sometimes there's one-offs, and there's a lot of houses on Zillow, like millions of houses on Zillow, and you guys can make offers on them. Anyways, that's Kent. Tommy, let's go really quick, man. How can I help you?
Yeah, I got this property in Texas. It is a fourplex. I posted it on the marketplace.
Oh, cool.
It's bringing in like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. It's a medium term rental. Like where I'm at, there's a lot of like plant workers that need housing for months at a time, sometimes a year. So they pay like a premium, a price to live where they are because it comes furnished. So it's bringing in about $4,000 or $5,000 a month in income. And I had a buyer, but it fell through at the last minute. So now I'm trying to see if I can find a new buyer.
Okay. Do you want me to look at the deal? How can I help?
Yeah, you can take a look at it.
And then Samuel, absolutely. What's your username?
My username?
No. I'm talking to somebody in the chat. Okay. Where can I get a DSCR pre-approval form? You'd have to reach out to a lender for that. There might be one in POF, but I don't think so. I don't think we pre-approval letter. Well, you can get a pre-approval letter from doubleclose.com. Doubleclose.com will give you the pre-approval letter, but I can't give you my pre-approval letter unless we're working on the deal together. But Tommy, yeah, if you DM that to me, I'm happy to take a peek, or if you can say the address out loud.
Okay. I'll DM it to the group.
Double close works. Great. Then do that. Sammy 916 just got that. And then Tommy, as soon as you send that to me, man, we can go ahead and take a peek. Do you know how to DM?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I just sent it. Did you receive it?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. So what price do you have this for?
230.
230. This estimate is 203. That's important to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and find this thing on the map and see what houses around it are selling for. Because the point of being a wholesaler is I can bring you deals that you can't get elsewhere. So let's go ahead and see what is available here.
This is the thing with the home, though. It is, like I said, it's a fourplex. It's 4 units. So I think it's on Zillow and the tax roll as a single family. She converted it over time to a fourplex.
Is it a legal fourplex?
I think so, because she told me that she talked to the county about it. So
okay. Well, what's it bringing in? You say you got tenants in place paying $4,500?
Yeah.
$4,500. Okay. Well, it's going to cash flow really well. I'll say that. Yeah. And I think the properties around it are all single families. So I've got a lot of single families listed for 190, but they're single families. They're not multifamilies like yours is. So if you got a legal multifamily and you got that for 230, It is going to cash flow. We don't really have any multifamily comps over here, so I couldn't really tell you. I all I can really evaluate your deal by is the cash flow, and I know that your mortgage is going to be significantly less than what the house rents out for.
Yeah.
Maybe you find a buyer. I don't know. It's hard for me to give you feedback on that deal. Not typically something I do, but I do understand why somebody would be interested in that.
Yeah. And I know you guys were big in cash flow, and I know that this property is going to cash flow a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it to your attention.
It will cash flow a lot. It's just kind of not our normal market.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyways, y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Hey guys, let me see if I can pull a deal right now. See if I can pull a deal really quick. I got a couple people to call. And then Nina, did they ever sign the contract? Is Nina here? Nina 1105. Did they ever sign that contract? I don't know if you're in here right now. Okay. Let me go ahead and let me call this seller. I've got a seller here. I've got a couple sellers actually. Also, my house in Detroit passed its appraisal. We're closing at 146. So that seems to finally be happening. I have a loan on it of 98,000. I have a buyer under contract, EMD in, inspection passed at $146,000. My net profit on the deal is only about 28,000, and that's because I had to re-roof and re-side the property. I learned a lesson. I learned the hard way, and you guys actually saw me learn that lesson on stream. You guys remember when the buyer called me and kind of just tore apart my fix and flip? I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning. That's you know, I definitely have a lot to learn. Like what Chris Suppressor was telling us about these Morby methods. Maybe there's something there. But something that I didn't really think about as fix and flipping is, well, if your roof is not leaking and your siding is on the property, what do I care? What do I care? You know, it's a rental property. The siding is there, the roof is there. It's not leaking. It's functional, but that's not the case. They want new siding, and they want a new roof on the house, and it needs to look clean. And I learned the hard way, $22,000 the hard way. And there's still profit in the deal, like good profit. 28 racks is good. But you know, that definitely hurt a little bit. However, we got it appraised. It passed the appraisal. Under contract 146, owing 98, and we should be closing next week. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Now, the contractor who's doing the work had a house in the same market. I wholesaled his house for $5,000. Guess what? He's got another house. Let's see if we can wholesale that one. He told me he might have another buyer, so we'll see.
What's up, Richard?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
How's the weather in Detroit?
It's getting better. It's supposed to go up to 40 tomorrow, so we're going to get back to it. We literally, like I told you, haven't been able to work. Like, it's been freezing, windstorms, and it was actually snow on the ground like 2 days ago. Like, this weather up here is just retarded. But it's supposed to go to 40. We only got a little bit left. I seen he sent the appraisal. Did it come back at what you was looking for?
It did. It did, actually. It did. We
okay, so we just
came back at
what you about to say?
It came back at 146, the purchase price, so it's all good.
Okay. And is that like how they take out, or is it going to go up after we do those things?
Well, it's exactly where it needs to be. I'm under contract at 146 right now. They are wanting to have the furnaces or the whatever mechanicals we haven't put in the property put in. But other than that, I think we're clear to close. Do you think we can be done by closing next week, Thursday? Or?
I'm getting trapped. I'm gonna see. That's why I've been sending you the weather thing. God don't you think I was on no bull? I'm like, let me start screenshotting it. I'm gonna show you what we looking like on weather.
Because
it's getting a little bit better.
You got a high of 46 on Thursday with sun.
Yeah.
60 degrees
That's
on
what
Friday.
We getting back to it tomorrow. It's gonna be 47. It was like, I don't know, we had like a windstorm. My gutter blew off at my house that I live at. Like, I don't know what that was about. It was blowing for like 4 days. And like I said, we at the top. We done at all the bottom, so it's like 40 feet up. But we gonna get back to it tomorrow. You said we closing next week Thursday, so a week. We should be good because it's just the top. We really, like I told you, we only really needed 3 days, but it's just ain't been able to, get no good days in. Because when we get up, it's like real cold until about 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And then the weather just been crazy. Like it's just been a nightmare. But I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna try to get it done. As long as it don't keep snowing and raining and all that, we'll be done. Like I said, we only needed 3 days.
Okay. It looks like you got 3 days of clear weather, no rain.
Yeah. So we got Thursday. Hopefully that changed for Friday because it says 58. But even though it say it's supposed to rain, that might be like late at night or early in the morning, which I'm hoping. Because it's supposed to be 58 Friday. So we'll be back over here tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. And I'm trying to get this thing done because it had turned into a nightmare. Like we've been supposed to get done with this. I mean, I kind of knew that it was, kind of not really outside weather per se, but I thought we was going to be able to warm up at least.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not too concerned. Closing had some delays too. It should be fine. We're set to close on Sanford about the same time. So you'll have another project exactly when this one wraps up.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And then and obviously I don't hold you to it. But how do you, assuming weather permits and knowing that we're going into spring, Sanford's a light rehab. You think we could turn around something like that in a month?
I could try. What I'm trying to do now, if I'm being honest, is cut down on my rehab and who I'm dealing with. I really like dealing with you. I think you're a great client.
Perfect.
So if you can keep them coming for me, I want to get rid of all my other clients that I've been using. I got like 2. You and like 2 other people, and y'all buy like multiple. And if you can keep them coming for me, then I could probably start doing them in a month for you.
Okay.
I want to deal with other people. I ain't gonna lie to you, Richard. They not appreciative of nothing.
Well, I appreciate your honesty and transparency, and I think you and I have a good working relationship, and all the deals you've been able to cut me have been great. And yeah, man, I'm ready to do multiple per month. I've got we're live right now, so I've got 500 people listening to this. So wholesalers who are listening, guys, get me deals. I'm ready to buy, guys. I'm ready to buy. And then I'm curious, in your experience, when your clients list a single family and it's, maybe in the 150 to 200 price range, how often do those things sit? Because there's a million single families that I could flip, but I keep seeing single families sit and sit and sit and sit and sit. And I really only understand why investors buy deals.
The thing about single families is it's a smaller labor, like it's a smaller market when you sell. So for an investor, they buy houses off of just numbers. When you sell it to somebody like that, you buying off of, how do I say it? They actually have to like it. You get what I'm saying? An investor might buy a house that they might not like all the way, but they like the numbers. So it opens up the market and your pool of people that's going to buy it way bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually have to like the interior of the house because once you buy a house, you're going to live there for a long time. So you got to like the interior of the house, like the neighborhood, like how the house was rehabbed, all of those factors go in there.
Right.
Investor might they just buying off numbers.
Right.
So that's probably why they sit a little bit longer.
Okay. Well, I'll probably stick to duplexes.
It might be oversaturated in that area too. That's another big thing. So if you got 15 houses in one area in a mile radius, then you got to compete with 14 more houses. So
right.
All that go into play.
Yeah, I'll probably just stick to duplexes for now. It's just there's so many damn single families here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and stick to duplexes, but I might do a single family in the like 75K ARV. Like if I could pick up a single family for like 30K, we put in like 20 and we sell for 75. Investors love that too. Yeah, like we sell a lot of single families. So
it's hard. It's hard at that number.
It is.
A lot of the ones that I see for single family that's in decent condition they're usually around 45 to 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's hard because investors don't really want to pay above 75 for those single families.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard.
Speaking of single families,
Get them for 30, 35, then yeah, we can make it happen.
speaking of single families, I'll go ahead and look for another duplex right after this. But do you think that we have what do you call it? Do you think you got a buyer for your other one in Detroit? I remember you were talking about your brother or family member or somebody wanted to buy that deal.
Yeah, I do. I actually do.
Good.
But that one I can't refinance. I could, but I was gonna just sell. So I got a buyer for it.
Okay. Good.
I can tell you that. I meant to text you back and tell you that. But yeah, I got a buyer for it. So I'll be out of that one. That was the one that I hadn't refinanced yet. That me and you guys spoke about.
Good. You'll make more money that way too.
And then I got that last one, but I think I'm just holding that one.
Yeah, the cash flow is a little hard.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can find you. I'm buying off wholesalers, so I'll see if you see something, send it to me because I'm interested.
Okay, we'll do.
I think I actually have one in mind. I might send you to a property here shortly.
Okay, just send it to me.
All right, talk soon. Bye-bye. Y'all, who had that duplex? The one with abandoned houses next door. I was thinking about that deal. I might be open for that now. Yeah, who had there was a guy who had a duplex in Detroit, and the neighbor's house was abandoned, but the other neighbor's houses wasn't. And I was kind of nervous about that. Vlad? Is that you, Vlad? What did you have, Vlad? I might be open for that now. Vlad, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I said, really?
I might be open to this now.
You're killing me.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You wanted you want somebody to walk the property?
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
I got the lockbox code.
You under contract or?
Yeah, I'm under contract. It's on the the VIP. It's on the VIP.
I might be your buyer. Let me run comps on this really quickly. I think I've already done it. But
I put it on the VIP. I ran the 3 comps. That's like 0.5 miles away. 0.5 miles away.
Okay.
It's on the VIP.
Okay. Let me comp myself because I like to comp. So you got that 85K in this zip code. That's over here. And then the first thing that my buyers are going to care about is the shootings. So that's what they want to know about. That's my first disqualifier. Okay, good. That's okay. That's no shootings. Actually, very little crime right here. Nothing goes on right here. That's interesting. That's rare for Detroit. Wow. Okay. Let me close some of these. Yeah, wholesalers, bring me your deals. I'm looking to ramp up my flipping business. It's going well. Guys, do be careful of the fake accounts that are DMing you. That's not me. Okay. Remove boundary. I'm gonna go right down here. Well, we'll go on the other side of the street, actually. Go right here. Down to here. Down to there. Apply. And then I'm also curious about rent. So 845, 2 bed, 1 bath. And then that thing is kind of renovated. Well, that is pretty shit, actually. No wonder that thing's 850. 800 square feet. And then you've got 1,100 right here, and that's an apartment. That's a 2 bed, 1 bath apartment for rent at $1,100, 750 square feet. You've got another one right here, same property, 2 bed, 1 bath. Then you've got that guy apartment for rent, and then you've got that guy apartment for rent, but that's also looking to be fine. Huh. Okay. I have to flip based on cash return. So I'm flipping for cash on cash. I need to find a way to get these things occupied, because then I can sell for higher numbers. Because when I have tenants in place, my buyers pay more.
But I remember I told you the Section 8 size would probably be like 2260.
Yeah, right.
Altogether.
I honestly I'm not thinking about it too much right now, the Section 8 thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have him walk the property. Well, I'll send my guy tomorrow.
You want me to give you the code?
Not quite yet. Let me comp. Because I remember our comps weren't tremendous, but there's some. So I guess
It was
we'll
like
do
3 of them. One for 260, one for 156, and another one for 128.
So if we do. I wonder what happens if I go more than 12 months, maybe 24 months. Yeah, it's interesting. You've got high sales here, but. So these are past 2 years. 300. Gosh, Detroit is weird. This is the thing about that deal.
It's very weird, I know.
Gosh, Detroit, come on. What you said it's on buy box?
Yeah, it's on buy box.
Was it this guy? No. Was it this guy? No. Oh. Well, I guess we'll do deal type. I've never done this before. Section 8, fix and flip. I've literally never done this before.
Go to.
This is the first time I've used this site. I don't really know how to use the website. Well, I'm not having a great time finding comps. Maybe PropStream has some comps for me. Hold on. But my other property doesn't have any comps, and I'm buying that one, and I'm buying it because the cash on cash return. So,
No, the comps are good. I put it on the buy box. I put the three recent comps, and it's less than 6 months.
I don't know why I can't find. Okay, so
you should see the 260
duplex 156 1800.
156. Yeah.
156 and 0.33 miles away. This guy went for 156. And why won't they show me the map? Come on, PropStream. Stop being weird. We having a weird map issue today? Oh, don't do that. Show me the map, man. Show me the map. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry for the delay. I just need to know. Okay, so there's yours, or there's the comp, and then there's yours. Let's remove our boundary. So you're right there. Gratiot Grand. Oh, what the hell? Dude. Why is Zillow scamming? Zillow's literally scamming. Where's that deal? So this is on wait. Oh, wait. That's not the comp. It didn't copy and paste. The comp is 156. It's Baldwin Street. Okay, that's what I thought. Different zip code, but
it's literally right next to each other.
It's right there. And then looking at our street view on that, yeah, it's in a similar location, man. I wish the zip code line wasn't there, dude. Because you know that zip code ends right here, and then that guy's over there. But you know, it's close. Let me ask Harry about something really quick. I just gotta, because Harry's the expert on these. I just gotta ask.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, I got a question about flipping and Section 8 and such. Let's say you had a deal and there's not a lot of crime there. It's not a bad location, but there's only single family comps and you don't really have any multifamily comps. But the zip code ends 1 block from the house. And right across that zip code line, there's multiple comps. And you look on the street view and they don't appear to be different areas. Like it's not like a street by street. What is an appraiser gonna say? I mean, how does this go if your zip code doesn't have comps, but right across the street you do?
Yeah, so the zip code change is not the comp killer. What would kill the comps is if you're looking at a multifamily and comparing it to single family.
Okay, can I briefly FaceTime you and show you something?
You can. I'm also live streaming and I'm trying to sell a duplex.
Oh,
So,
I see. Okay,
if you know any turnkey buyers that want to cash flow $900 a month?
Yes, I do actually. What's the price and is it occupied or vacant?
It's $160,000. It's under construction. It will be done in about 3 weeks, and each unit is 3 bedrooms, which fly like hotcakes.
So my buyers right now are paying will do any deal at 20% cash on cash return if occupied, but 30% if vacant. So if you occupy that, we might be able to at 20% cash on cash.
This is 26%, but even though it's not occupied because it's under construction, we absolutely crush it at selling 3-bedroom units. I wouldn't say that about 2-bedroom units because it's not true, but I would say that about 3-bedroom units because it is true.
Okay. Well, if you can occupy it, we can probably sell it. But I see you're trying to finish the rehab on it.
Well, that's kind of, I usually get stuff under contract while it's under construction. So.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's impressive.
Well, you also did with Tacoma, didn't you?
Technically, but it was more so that it failed the inspection and I had some work to do.
Okay.
But
yeah. Let's FaceTime.
So what you're I'm just gonna show you this really quick. So the house is right here on the map. Okay. And you see that big East Grand, these two lines?
I do.
It's not much of a difference. It's like it's not a highway or anything like that, but the zip code line is right here. And the comp is right here. So it's literally 0.3 miles away, like a couple blocks away, but that's the zip code line. What's an appraiser going to say?
The zip code's not going to kill you. I have dozens of appraisals that use multiple zip codes because it's within like a close range and it's a similar home.
All right. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you.
Sweet. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help.
Talk soon, man. And let me know how that walkthrough goes.
I'll let you know.
Bye. See ya. It's helpful to know people because I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, usually when like the appraisals don't go like more than like a mile. So that's why I knew that you could have used those 3 comps.
Yeah, so I see the 156. I mean, that illustrates, yeah. And then what are your 3 comp prices? What are they? 156.
156, 128, and 260.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I see. I don't see the 260. I see a single family for 260, but yeah, that one really does help. And then rehab on this. Do you know about the roof?
Somebody walked it. And I got the seller disclosure. I don't really believe it. It said that there's no leaks, there's nothing, but I still gave a little wiggle room with the rehab.
And what do you have it for? 58?
I got it for 50.
Okay, I'm probably your buyer. So my thinking. Yeah, I think I'm your buyer, man. I think I'm your buyer. Let me street view it. I just want to see if I can see a roof really quick. Can't really see the roof, but I think it needs a new roof. They say anything about when the last roof went on?
No, I literally looked through the seller disclosure today. I didn't see anything that says like how old is the roof and stuff like that.
I think that's at the end of its life.
Yeah, I still left them out of the working room anyway.
You have a good deal. Don't worry. Vinyl windows. Need new little deck things. Siding looks good. Need a new roof. Okay. I'm gonna account for a roof on this. So let's price this out, guys. Let's price this out. How much for these decks? I don't know. Maybe like 3K.
3K.
Where's the house? Windows. No windows needed. That's great. That's really helpful. Roof. Let's add the roof on here. We don't really need a landscape for deals like this. So that roof probably going to be, how many square feet is this house? Yeah, you got plants growing out of it. So I'm gonna put your roof at 11.
13.
11. My guy's good. 11K. Oh wait, we're just gonna remove the case. So 3, so 14 plus, and then interior, refinish floors. Okay, so refinish floors and paint. That paint is probably 3, floors probably another 3. Let's call it 4 just to be case. That's just to be careful. That's 21. There's something here. Did you ask about this and what this is?
They didn't say anything, but just like I said, I rehabbed it in the budget as a roof problem. So
these can be salvaged. These can probably be salvaged. And then there could be just some miscellaneous. So I bet the rehab's about 30. I feel like it would be about, we'll say 27. I'm going to say 27 because this is like, I don't know about your mechanicals. I don't know if we need furnace. I don't know if we need water heater, but I'm at 28. I'm going to say 28 just in case there's some more things that we find. So that's for $7,000 of miscellaneous stuff, guys. Which I think is very possible. So I'm going to call it 28 on the rehab. So here's what it looks like. Let's say I were to pick this up for 52. I've got 5 in closing and origination fee. I've probably got 3K in holding costs and I've got 28K in rehab. That puts me at 88,000. I think this thing will rent out for probably 1,000 per side long term and a little bit more Section 8. So if I'm at, so let's run this, guys. Let's say my buyer's going to be at like 125 probably, unless I rent it out. Unless I can rent it out, but I might just list this on the MLS if I'm being real, guys. I might MLS this because I feel like the comps are there for it to sell for more. But I feel like I would have a backup buyer at 125 just in case I needed to, which is a decent spread. That's dog, that's prime workout time if you're going to bed rot for the next 3 hours. It's 6 p.m. Eastern, and past 6 p.m. Eastern, they're not picking up the phone. Go get it in right now, then go play pool with me later. I'm sorry. Somebody gave me a stupid excuse for not playing pool with me later. And he says it's prime gym time in 4 hours. And I'm like, bruh, nobody's picking up. He's doing calls. He just closed a 13K deal. And I'm like, well, your calls are done. Go lift now. Anyways, so I'm in it for 88. And then worst case scenario, I probably got to sell for 125. Why would I have to sell for 125 worst case scenario? Well, I analyze these 2 ways. I analyze them cash on cash, and I analyze them for the comps. And I think the comps say 150, but I think the cash on cash says 120, 125. So what's their down payment? 25. That puts me at 665. Let's add 250 taxes and insurance plus 250. 915 PITI, 2000 comes in multiplied by 0.8, subtract the 915. You're making 685. Multiply the 685 by 12, you're making 82. Divide by total cost of entry, which is 30. That's not going to be, it'll be like 27. Wow, that actually was on the dot, 27. I could make the case 1050. But we're also going to have a slightly lower PITI because the rate's not going to be 7 at this price. The rate's going to be 6.5. The difference between, so 6 would be 599 and and 7 would be 665. So 6.5 is in the middle of that. So probably 630. Let's run that one more time, guys. So 1600 minus 630 is 970. Subtract 250 T&I. That's 720. Multiply that by 12. This is assuming a 6.65% rate. That's this, and then divide that by total entry of 30. Still not there. 28.8. If I make the case that we get 1050, 2100 times 0.8, 1680, subtract the 630 that we had. I'm just stretching numbers if I'm being real. Did that just disappear? Yes. Yes. We did just disappear. 2100 times 0.8. Subtract 635. Subtract 250. Subtract or multiply by 12. We've gone wrong. 2100 times 0.8. Subtract. No, my calculator. Why did it disappear? Oh, terrible. Subtract the 635. This is kind of pointless what I'm doing right here, but I'm just kind of curious. 795. So I guess if I make the case to my buyer, that they would get 1050 in long-term rent, it would be a 30% cash on cash return. But honestly, I'm going to list it on the MLS, and that will be my backup. So that'll be my backup. VIP for Buy Box Cartel. Yeah, access my buyers list, post your own deal, keep 100% of your assignment fee. That's VIP. So if you want to sell your own deal, you can now. Of course, we still have some really powerful buyers. So if I were you, I would do both. I would submit to us, and then I would also post on VIP. But anyways, let's walk the property tomorrow. And then we'll hear about some interesting investing with mobile homes. Hey, I got one. I got a duplex under contract from a wholesaler from just then, and he's at 50. ARV appears to be 150, and I think the rehab is probably, I quoted it at 28. I think it needs a new roof. I think it may need mechanicals, but it's livable. Like, you could probably live in the property right now and you wouldn't. It doesn't actually look that bad. But
How many beds?
4-bed, 2-bath, 2,100 square foot duplex.
So 2 and 2 basically.
Yes, and no crime in the area. Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Send me the address. I'll get by there and send you a big full videos.
I'm gonna link you with the wholesaler, and then I'm gonna. Well, I'll get the wholesaler's number right now. I'm gonna link you with the wholesaler. He's gonna give you the lockbox code.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Talk soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I'll probably buy that, man. Vlad, I'll probably buy it. Can I get your phone number, Vlad? Oh, that was quick. Hey, Chris, this is the wholesaler. The address is... And then send the lockbox code in there, and we'll walk tomorrow, okay?
Okay, Rich, I got a quick question. I thought I had a seller finance deal, but it looks like it might be a hybrid. If a balance is she has a balance of 321,599, and the interest rate is 3%. Is this a deal?
What's your down payment?
I told her it's gonna be 22, but she just told me there's a mortgage. There's a mortgage on this, so I figured this is a hybrid deal. Hybrid deals kind of confuse me. So, she said that I could send a letter of intent, but I don't know how to just do that with the hybrids.
So I can help you structure it. It's a hybrid is literally just your seller finance deal, but your monthly payment is less your PITI. So let's say you've got a house for 300K, they owe 200K. Their PITI is $1,000 and the rent is 2,500. So take your normal payment for the rent being 2,500. Maybe your monthly payment to the seller with a $2,500 income is $1,200, and you've got $1,000 on your PITI. So your monthly payment to the seller is 200. But I'll say this: in order to put down 20K on a 300K house at 3% interest, I'd like to see some cash flow. Probably not. Is it a multifamily or a single family?
It's a single family. She said that there's tenants in place. They're paying $2,700.
And what's your PITI? Like 22?
I'll tell you right now, because I sent her a screenshot of the DSCR thing. PITI is taxes is 565, insurance is 133. And I said I told her I was gonna give her 810.
What's your PITI on the mortgage?
On the mortgage? Oh, hold on. Just sent me a picture. She said 2649 for 63.
Oh, we can't, man, if you got tenants in place paying 2,700 and your mortgage is 2,600, you can't give them $800 on top of that.
Yeah.
Because that's negative cash flow and the tenants are in place, so it can't be used for a different purpose. Honestly, that wouldn't be a deal at all if you had a vacant house and we had maybe 15K down. Yeah. So but why are we making them payments? Is there significant equity in the house?
No, she just sent me this. She just sent me this because I thought this was gonna be a seller finance. And she said, "Hey, there's a mortgage in pick. PropStream is not really that accurate." I'm like, I pitched the seller finance thing, but she just said there's a mortgage in place with a low interest rate. I can't even see if she has equity in there.
Well,
she got this back in 2022, 2023.
Okay. I would imagine if she got it in 22 to 23, their interest rate is over 4%. It's unlikely to get a 3% in 23. It would have to be, or 22. It would have to be early 2022 to get a 3% then. Rates moved to 5% in 2022. So, man, you definitely can't do a hybrid. And if there's a tenant in place and the house is losing money, I wouldn't say it's a deal at all. We need the tenant to be out of the property. So we need to have somebody needs to do an alternative exit strategy on the property, given that you have a tenant at PITI. But don't worry, I'll buy your other deal, assuming it's not trashed. You're muted right now.
You're funny. Okay. Okay. So this is not a hybrid deal at all. So I can't. So you telling me to tell them the tenants need to.
I honestly, I wouldn't cause an issue for them, because what if the tenant vacates and it doesn't sell? We'd need to give this person 15K down and tenant out of property.
Yeah, can you send that to me? I can send this to them.
It's in the chat.
Okay.
But we're walking that tomorrow, okay? I'm excited. Don't go sell that to somebody else.
I almost did. That's why.
All right. Don't do it though. Don't do it.
All right, I got you. Who's somebody supposed to be texting me?
Yeah. You need to send him the lockbox code.
Okay, he didn't text me yet. So
no, you're in a chat. Just send the lockbox code.
Oh wow, there you go. Yeah. Hold on.
UU says, "How is what you do legal?" Good question. So I flip houses, and sometimes I don't want to make a lot of calls to get a fix and flip. So a person like Vlad might find the deal for me, and I might pay him a couple $1,000s for that. Does that make sense? It's like DoorDash. It's like, you know, you don't want to go out and get your food, so you pay somebody a little bit of a premium to bring it for you. Bring it to you. Sorry, I'm losing my ability to speak right now. So super simple. Real estate investors, especially when business starts to take off for them, they don't really want to find their own deals, so they might pay somebody else to do the same. As far as the flipping stuff, you are allowed to renovate houses for profit. That is something that can be done in the United States. Just putting that out there. Anyways, truly got me hook, line, and sinkered. I might be ready. Well, great, man. Just keep watching until you're ready to make the leap of faith. I will say it's not a very big leap. Anyways, Vlad will talk. I've been waiting for RR dollar sign for a minute now. Thanks so much for your patience. I don't know if he's still with us. RR dollar sign. Are you still here? Rogue River Ventures or Securities. Oh, hi. Is your mic working? Your mic is not working. Oh, can you get it to work? Because I will say I was curious about your business model, man. I know you didn't have a deal to show me, but I saw you said you had 4 mobile home parks. How interesting is that? I was just curious about your business model regarding 4 mobile home parks and what that looks like for you. Just out of curiosity. It's great to hear other investment strategies, but if your mic isn't working, your mic's not working. Is that Well, he might be able to fix it. In the meantime, we'll move on. Let's talk to Sammy. Hi, Sammy.
Hey, how's it going, Richard?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for bringing me up. Yeah, I sent you the address for that Cleveland duplex in your DMs. I just called this morning. She's fresh on market, I think like 3 days. But she says she doesn't know much about the property. The seller actually lives in New York, and I think he bought it like a couple years ago. Looking to fix and flip it, never did anything with it, so he doesn't really know too much about the property. So she was saying to get a contractor in there to get the best knowledge about it.
Well, what do you think you get it for? Because the price point is high, but it's a big property.
Yeah, I seen comps going for like over 250. I seen like 2 of them there.
Yeah, but those are those might be retail comps, man. Let me see. So it's in a good area. It's kind of on the west side. That's nice. I don't know if Harry would take something on like this. I only have one buyer who'd do something like this, and I really hope that he'd be interested, but I don't know because it's huge. The cash flow wouldn't be very good at that ARV. You know, your cash flow, it probably rents out for maybe 1,300-1,400 a side, which is a lot. But buying a house for 250 that rents out for 1,400 a side is not a great it's not a great return. So I'm gonna call and ask. That's an interesting question.
Okay.
Last question, I promise. This is about a deal for you.
Cool.
If you had a deal on the west side of Cleveland and it was a duplex and the comps were selling for 200K, 250, but at the 250K price range, it's not cash flowing very well for your investors. Are you still taking on that project? Because you're flipping, your market changes because
It's different. I have to go in knowing that I'm not going to sell it for ARV, basically.
yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, you sell to turnkey people and you rely on that. But this thing stood out. The student brought me the deal, and I was like, I don't know, man, because here's the thing: it's a 7-bed, 2-bath duplex, but it's 4,000 square feet, so your rehab could be crazy high. And then above that, the ARV is in a price range that wouldn't cash flow for investors. So I was like, I think he might pass on this, but I thought I'd call you.
Yeah. So when I hear West Side duplex around that price range, I'm thinking it might be a cash out refi play, long term hold, because there's certain parts of the West Side that are appreciating very quickly. If it's really around 200K, I don't outrule it, but it's just
Even with the square footage, because I don't want to set you up for failure. It's 4,000 square feet and it's a shit box. But
I'm only set up for failure if I buy it.
Okay.
So you can send me whatever you want.
Well, here, I'll tell you this.
Listen, Richard, check this out. So I have a fourplex on the West Side in 44113, and it's worth 500K, so that's 125K per unit. And because the rent is so high in this zip code, it still cash flows a little bit. And it's gone up a ton in value. It's like worth 300 when I bought it 3 years ago. I'm also setting up like my personal office in it part-time.
Oh, okay. So we should make an offer on this and maybe get it to you. But keep in mind, it's a duplex and the condition is, I mean, to me, it looks like probably a 75K rehab, if not more, given the square footage.
What's the ask?
Well, the guy just called and I was like, I don't even know what we could get it for, but I'll tell you what, we'll make an offer relevant to ARV. I haven't really asked him what he could get it for, but you'd probably be getting it somewhere around 80.
I mean, look, it doesn't hurt me to take a look. The way that I look at a deal like that is I need to find some way to sell it so that a back end buyer could make 20%. If that, well, it's
I don't,
So,
I mean,
what?
I mean, I don't know, man, because yeah, you've definitely got crazy ARV, but if you sell it for the ARV, man, you're not getting 20%.
Yeah, but if I sell it for the ARV, maybe I could give like cash back at closing. Maybe I could give them free property management for a year. I just send Source One Realty like $2,000 and say don't charge them for a year. Like, look, it's not my target. It's not my target. But
Maybe
if I could get it for 60% of ARV minus repairs and it's a duplex, I mean, I'll still and it's coming from you. Which, let's be real, we have a track record together. I'll take a look. I'll spend the 10 minutes to think about it.
Okay, we'll comp and I'll see.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Talk soon, man.
All right, bye.
To me, it doesn't make sense. I guess it makes sense to him. You know, I'm nervous about flipping when the ARV is in a retail range because I don't know why retail buyers buy. I mean, I do. I guess the house is really nice, but like I've never done that before. I mean, except for my primary residence. I did the inside of my primary residence and you guys know how that looks. But I was there and I actually cared about what it looked like, but I've never actually like made a single family like nice for the purpose of retail. Well, oh shit, that's not true. I did it on Oklahoma City, which is closing next week. I guess I did do that one time. But okay. Well, I'm going to comp here.
And I will say too that she mentioned that the seller actually got another property, also in Cleveland. It's also a duplex. I think that one's halfway fixed and flipped. The other half hasn't been done. I don't know if we can do like a package deal, or maybe we can get like a better deal for both.
So this guy is a triplex for 265, and this guy is a triplex for 282, and this guy is a duplex for 250. Your ARV is going to be like 250 plus. Let's consider your rehab to be like 75 as we thought it was. So 250 on the ARV times 0.6 is 150 minus a 75K. I mean, you think you could get this thing for 70K?
Possibly. She did say there was it was getting a lot of traction just because of the size of it, and the price that it was at.
Okay. Well, offer 70, come talk to me and we'll revisit it. And Harry will look at the deal if there's traction at that price.
At 70?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the Discord is linked in my bio, man. Anyways, we'll talk. Okay, next, probably Alex. Hey, Alex, thanks for your patience, man.
No problem. How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. So I just got off the phone from I sent you, I DM'd you 2 of the addresses. I was calling about 110, but she said that the owner has another property. Both of them are duplexes. One of them is rented for a year lease. But I didn't like the rent. The estimate was showing around 1,500, but they said that they've been living in the property for quite a while now, so they have a yearly lease for 950. But the second property, it has two units. One of them is rented for 950, and the other she said is possibly rented for 1,000. So both of them, I gave her an offer of 75 for the first one, the one that's listed for 105, and she agreed, but I told her it's contingent that they should increase the rent for the renters. I just wanted to know what your thoughts on this one. If I could offer 150 for both, is that going to be a deal? Because I think they're going to agree.
150 for both. Lorain, Ohio. Are these occupied? They look occupied.
Yeah, the 510 is occupied. The 514, one of the units is occupied. The second is vacant, and the second one just got on market.
I don't have as much confidence in a market like Lorain. It's definitely not super standard for us, but feasible. I know it's not rural. Let me just check this property's proximity to Cleveland. How close are we? Oh, it's pretty close. Do they need work?
The first one needs work in the basement, like 15K. They got it. One of the buyers, they told her that it needs work. So, but the second one, she said that it's in good condition.
I fear I may not have a buyer for both together. There, when you have a, like, you can think about it this way: that duplex that I'm interested in buying off that guy, it needs a rehab. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get a hard money loan, the private money loan, and the private money loan is going to fund the purchase price and the rehab. But if I'm buying a turnkey house, I'm usually putting down a down payment and monthly payments with a DSCR loan. And there are 2 different types of loans for 2 different investors with 2 different strategies. And then beyond that, it's also in a market that I'm not immensely familiar with, which makes my confidence even less. So I would probably separate them. And I would, you know the rule: 20% cash on cash return if occupied, 30% cash on cash return if vacant. Less confidence in this given the location.
So, yeah, I got that. I got that. For the second one, it's like if I offer 80K, the cash on cash return is going to be 32. And for the first one, both of them are occupied, but the rent is like not what I was expecting. So I got 21% cash on cash return, but for 950 rent, the one that they're paying right now, it's like 11%. So I wouldn't go with that. But I thought if I'd offer both for both 150, that would make sense. Because the rents then are gonna be around like 3,000.
My buyers are interested in buying turnkey properties and not doing rehab, and I think they're interested in doing it in Cleveland, Detroit, Birmingham, and Memphis. I don't know about Lorain, they might be, but understanding that this thing needs 15K, fix and flip would probably be the play for that if there's comps for a fix and flip. And then the other one, I would lock it up. I would do these separately. My best advice to you is do them separately. Take it with a grain of salt, and that this is not a really common market for me. And the steeper the better. So for the one that needs 15K in the basement, you're going to want to see if there's any ARV comps. So somebody in the chat says Lorraine is a great market. So let's take a peek. Any ARV comps here. So if I go from, so what are you? You are a 4-bed, 2-bath duplex. Any ARV comps right here?
Yeah, there's 4-bed, 2-bath, 3,500 square foot, 150.
I see a 6-bed, 2-bath for 157. I see a 4.2 for 100. I see a 3.2 for 100, and I see a 5.4 for 126. So you probably sell for 110. You don't have enough margin for a fix and flip on this thing at 75. If it needs 15 and you're selling for 110, that would be hard. So the one that needs 15, I don't know what to say, man. You'd need it for a deeper discount. If it needs 15K and the ARV is 110, 120, you can't get that at 75 because our buyer is going to be paying 80, and then they're in it for 85 with closing costs, and then they're in it for 100, and then they're selling for 110, and the realtor's taking 6%. So the one that needs work, I don't have a solution. If you have a turnkey one and you can get it at 30% cash on cash return, vacant, great. We'll shoot our shot at it.
Perfect, gotcha. Thanks. And one more thing, I had a question. Like often we use a script like I want to get pre-approved. So I had a couple of questions. So after when we pitch the offer, the realtors like they need the approval letter, So what do we present at that term? So should we say like the first I need to walk the property, the contractor needs to walk the property, or the lender?
That's a good question. That's a really good question because I usually say that knowing that I have a pre-approval letter, but that pre-approval letter, I can't share it with everybody because it has a lender's name on it, and they'll start getting calls from the realtor, and they won't know who they're talking about, and then the lender will be mad at me. So maybe pivot the script a little bit, or you can get a pre-approval from Wholesale Double Close. So if you go to hashtag POF, proof of funds, and then you go to the pre-approval letter on doubleclose.com right here, you can get a pre-approval letter from doubleclose.com for transactional funding, and they'll email this to you. So that's probably the best thing I can do. I'm sorry. I know that that's something I say a lot. I can't share my pre-approval because it literally says Grannon Taylor LLC, and then the lender's name, and then the lender's phone number. And if you're using that, it's just like, they're going to get a call and they're going to be like, I don't know who that is.
Not a problem, man. I'm basically new here, but the first deal I'm gonna go with you. I try to search from buy box cartel, the buy boxes, so that deals make sense to you. Yeah, so that's what I'm.
Make sure to keep coming to these live streams, because you see people that show me deals like you showed me those deals, and I was like, well, as an investor, I don't really know which strategy I would use for that. And eventually it's going to get through your head. I would say showing up is a more reliable way to learn than just buy box cartel.
Right. Got it. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's a good question. Are all of your buyers in those 4 cities? A lot of my buyers are in those 4 cities for cash deals. So, when we do a cash deal, a lot of the time y'all lock it up real close to list price. And that's okay. You can do that. And when I say real close, I mean 20K below. If you guys get a house 20K below list and it hits our metrics in those 4 cities, which are usually Cleveland, Detroit, Birmingham, Memphis, yeah, we could probably get it done. It's like I can break the rules in those 4 cities. If you go out, what do I mean by break the rules? Well, typically you need you're going to need a bigger discount than 20K off of list. 20K off of list is not a deal from most people's perspective, but it's a deal in hold my hand wholesale in those locations where we have really strong buyers. However, if you do that elsewhere, like maybe Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I can't guarantee you the same result, and you have to play by normal wholesale rules. Normal wholesale rules is getting a nice deep discount off of what the house is listed for. However, my buyers pick up creative finance deals nationwide. I pick up creative finance deals nationwide. Creative finance deals can be sold virtually anywhere unless it's the middle of nowhere. So for my high paying, even Puerto Rico, I wouldn't say so, but I do have a buyer in Puerto Rico. I've got a guy, Robert Kreger. he actually does have like 50 houses in Puerto Rico. So that is possible. But guys, I do want to show you this. You will have immense success if you do what I'm about to show you, okay? So lock in for just a second. If you use this strategy, you will have immense success. Find an interesting city that you haven't heard of before. Akron is not the interesting city that you haven't heard of before, but Kent is. Kent, Ohio? What the hell is Kent, Ohio? Filter for multifamily and find something that nobody wants, like this guy right here. It's a duplex listed for $250,000. Call them and use this script. Hey, I'm really interested in your duplex that you have on Dodge Street in Kent, Ohio. What are your tenants paying? No tenants in place? Okay. What would they pay? $2,000? Oh man, my mortgage is $2,000. How do I get qualified if my mortgage is exactly what you guys would bring in? And then just go through the script. And if you're like, well, what is that script? What is that script? Well, that script is our checkmate pitch and get started seller finance. So, we're doing a lot of cash deals and I get it. And cash is good. And we're selling a lot of cash deals. But the original purpose of Hold My Hand Wholesale was learning creative finance, And if you can go to markets like this, Kent, Ohio, what is Kent, Ohio? I don't know, but people live there. There's a college over here. And if you're like, well, why Kent, Ohio? It doesn't have to be Kent, Ohio. Let's find one of these in Texas. Where would I do this in Texas? Well, find your major city in Texas, right? Find a city, Waco, Texas, and then find the area that people don't know about right next to it. And what have I done? I found Temple, Texas. People live here. Temple, Texas appears to be pretty close to Killeen, Texas. That's another great one. I'm not doing this in Austin, Texas, but where might I be doing this? Well, I don't want to be rural. These are all rural places, but LaGrange, Texas, that's not rural, right? Well, that is kind of rural. Never mind. That's pretty rural. I just want to make sure I'm not in the middle of nowhere. Victoria, great. Victoria, Texas. Looks like there's a decent amount of roads here. It's not tremendously rural. Definitely check the population. But I love finding, we put houses back in. Look how many you have here. I love finding a multifamily in an area that people just aren't really looking and that doesn't cash flow. You know what I mean by a non-cash flowing multifamily, guys? Let me see if I can find you one. This is Reynosa. I don't really know too much about Reynosa, but here's a multifamily. It's possible that this wouldn't cash flow. I think it's unlikely that it wouldn't cash flow because it's so cheap. But when you find yourself a really, really a multifamily that doesn't cash flow, like a super negatively cash flowing multifamily, it's perfect. It's perfect. What's this? Brady, Texas? Is that rural? Yeah, that's pretty rural, guys. Make sure that, you probably want to have a population of like 30,000, maybe more than that. But we've all heard of Abilene, right? I've heard of Abilene, Texas before. You want to find that non-cash flowing multifamily. So let's price these high to low. What's the most expensive one we can find here? Wow, is that a mansion in Abilene, Texas? Wow, it is. I want to find a nice, expensive multifamily that won't work for anybody. Let me find that one that's not going to work for anybody, guys. So let's go ahead and filter for just multifamily here. Here we go. This is a triplex. It's listed for $475,000. It appears to be in good condition. Okay, let's see if this would function. You've got taxes and insurance of damn near $1,000. So this is a really good sign. $475,000 is their asking price. $475,000. Your down payment here is going to be $92,000. Actually, more than that. $95,000. Yeah, $95,000. That's your interest rate, and you've got $1,000 in taxes, or that's your payment plus $1,000 in taxes and insurance. So you're going to be paying $3,500. What are the odds that they're renting out for $1,200 a side? I mean, I don't know. Let's find out. I'm going to zoom into Abilene, Texas, right here, and I'm going to figure out what houses rent out for here by going from for sale to for rent. And if we're getting, $6,000. Holy shit. Why would anybody pay $6K for this? $6K? I get that it's furnished, but $6K? Abilene, Texas? Bro, move to New York City. Goddamn. What could you get in Los Angeles for $6K? A lot. So yeah, look at this, guys. 1 bed, 1 bath, $1,350 per month. I bet they're going for $1,500 a side, and I bet their rent is out of date, and I bet they're not really getting that. So I want to see that they're free and clear next. I want to see that they don't have a mortgage on it. Or if they do have a mortgage, I want it to be for pretty much what the house is worth. This individual has a mortgage of 284. So that's not great, guys, because they're asking 450. They owe 284. I mean, we could try to take over this debt and make them payments for the rest. They might be open to that. You could say, hey, I'm not cash flowing if I get a mortgage on this property, but I could take over the current mortgage that you have in place and make you payments. But the thing that I'm thinking is that makes this less than likely is that, well, wait a second. This mortgage is already 2,600 and maybe they're only bringing in 3,500. How much can you pay them? 400 a month, maybe 300 a month. And that 300 a month is supposed to make them feel warm and fuzzy about the 200K in equity that they haven't collected yet, or 150 in equity. It's not great. I think the numbers are great in the fact that it doesn't cash flow, but it's hard when you can't make them substantial monthly payments. You have to make them substantial monthly payments. But yeah, guys, the reason that I like this is because Abilene, Texas is not a very desirable market, but people live there. Let me show you another example of where you could be finding these deals. For example, if you go to Detroit and you go above Detroit, there's a tiny little area called Mount Clemens. Yusuf and myself have a 20K deal closing in Mount Clemens next week. Have you ever heard of Mount Clemens before? No, you haven't. So go to Tennessee. Go to an area that you haven't heard of before in Tennessee. Reset all of your filters. See that there's houses for sale there. Like, what the hell is this? There's so many houses for sale here. It's Tullahoma? What the hell is Tullahoma? I don't know, but are there any multifamilies here? Yeah, there are. And do we think that people are buying them? No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So this is a quadplex in Tullahoma. So maybe it rents out for $1,000 a unit and maybe brings in 4K. That's not going to cash flow for shit, man. That's not going to work. These are all new construction, so I wouldn't really go after something like that. But Shelbyville, Tennessee, people live here. If you reset all of the filters, let's see how many houses are listed here. A lot. There's hundreds of listings here. That's going to work. Find that multifamily that hasn't sold. Somebody says, I think ARV is more like 130 on Harry was saying ARV might be like 130 on Fullerton. I'm going to look that up. I don't know if that's the case. So I was offering on this one yesterday. I want to find this deal really quick. Hold on. Pivoting back to cash really quickly, guys. My buyer has challenged me. Okay, so I'm gonna draw, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. Sometimes Harry misses some comps. Okay, sold. So for sale, we are an 181542. 181542. Home type multifamily. Last 12 months. 181542. Okay. 181542. What you mean, dog? That sold for 160 and it's a smaller property. We've got that right there. What year were we built? We're built in 1920. I mean, I feel like it's a little higher than that, but sold 4.4, and then you got this 140, 150, and then you got this guy right here. And then this is a 152K 6.2 1450 square feet. So I guess we sent 2 comps there. Anyways, yeah, Alex, we talked. Kova had a deal that I might be able to sell. Kova, what you got for me, man?
Hey man, just really quickly. Basically I have a follow-up and I might, unfortunately it's not locked up, but I might lock it up for 80,000. The seller needs to confirm. It's a fully occupied duplex in Acorn, Ohio, renting for 1460, and was wondering if we could move it for 85.
Any crime?
It needs maybe a little bit of work, just like fixing. There is a plumbing pipe that's being outside that freezes during winter, so maybe the buyer would like to fix that one.
Okay.
But other than that, everything like livable and all good.
What's your cash on cash return at 85?
I would have to check. But I think it's over 25%.
I'm doing the math right now.
Yeah, I did it before, but I kind of forgot, and I just wanted to check prior.
Yeah.
Wasting anybody's time. Just wanted to
Yes.
see if we could move it for a few thousand.
Yeah, so check crime, make sure there's no shootings in the area. And then if the condition, if it needs work, like if the house needs work, like even a little bit of work, even if it just needs 5 or 10K, that's something that our buyers usually have a problem with. So we really want to make sure that it's turnkey. And if it's not turnkey, we want to make sure that we adjust for that. So, you know, I'd love to,
I think they would have to spend like 5K.
that's not bad. That's not
for,
bad.
like, fix.
Yes, so see if you get it
fixing
at
my
75.
energy.
See if you get a 75, 80. It's a maybe. Come tell me if you get traction on
I'll
it.
try, but
Come tell me if you get traction on it, and we'll talk again, okay? On the offer.
all right, will do.
Talk soon. Okay, I gotta call this guy really quickly.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, what's going on?
I literally just sat down for dinner, but real quick, I'm
Oh,
just
sorry.
waiting for a couple clients to get back to me on that deal and on the 71K deal.
That's a banger.
No, it's definitely a banger. The only issue obviously we're running into is clients are wanting to spoil with the tenant already being in place. But it's obviously a clear deal. That makes sense. So let me see what I can do.
Just a thought. If I were you, and this is something my buddy Harry does, he's a big turnkey seller. He flips and sells turnkey properties, and he places tenants. And one way that you could start making money is you could pair up with a management company, and the management company can send you a referral fee for placing tenants.
I have that in place already.
Oh, great. So yeah, I guess so you're telling these buyers, hey, we'll find you a tenant.
I'm already telling them that.
Oh, great.
We already have that in place, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Does it work? Is it how you know?
Yeah, it works. It's been working great.
Good, excellent.
Great. But let me call you back after dinner if you'll be available here in the next hour.
Yeah, it's only 4 p.m. here.
Beautiful. All right, hit you shortly.
All right, bye. Guys, I gotta head out soon. We're gonna hear from this guy if his mic is working. You got your mic working, Rogue River? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Richard. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. My name is Jason, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Jason. I was intrigued by what you said about those mobile home parks. So you've got mobile home parks, huh?
Correct. And I actually acquired these in the last 2 years.
Nice. How'd you buy them? Creative finance? You get a loan? You pay cash?
That is the best part about it. Most and the majority of mobile home RV parks, excuse me, they're all mom and pop. So creative finance works super slick. Like here, look it up if you want to. 82284 Hat Rock Road. That's my Hat Rock, and my house is there.
822
84 Hat Rock Road, Hermiston, Oregon.
Oh,
I'm an Oregonian.
love it. And rural is the name of the game for these, isn't it?
Yes and no. If you want your value of the property to go up faster, then closer to town's better. But I did raise 1.3 million in the last 2 years on this park. In my
Because if somebody showed me, because I know it's a totally different rule, but if somebody was like, I got a house over here, I'd be like, bro, it's in the middle of nowhere. But I know it's a totally different game with your mobile home parks. I wonder if the Google car's been out here. I'm just not. It's Google car hasn't been
oh
out.
yeah,
Yet.
yeah. There's a street view, I believe. It's like we're a little oasis out here. If you look anywhere else, Eastern Oregon's kind of like a high desert. And then we got grass, trees, and a state park in the Columbia River right next to us. So that's what really draws the tenants. It's a full park now, and I do have construction for 28 more units. I should have, when I'm done, 155 doors here. I've got 107 doors in town and another 60 door in town.
Wow. Wow. What got you into this?
And I bought those without, and I'm not, it sounds funny, and I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but I bought these with absolutely no money out of my pocket.
So wholesalers found you Morby methods, and you bought them off of wholesalers, but the lender paid the fee.
I actually purchased these. I negotiated the deals myself.
Oh, wow. Very impressive. Okay. And did you do that seller carry, DSCR loan, seller finances, the rest?
I did. Well, I did a 1031 for one park, right? Because I did have some property that I could use that with. So I did a 1031 for Hat Rock. And then in the 2 years, in a year and a half, I used all the funds from that park to pay off the park. Because I wanted to keep it.
So you have it free and clear.
Yeah. All the only park I do have a close on April 6th for my fourth one, but Tierra Linda, that's on 4th Street in Jenny and Hermiston. That's 107 doors, and
does it kind of look like this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's 17 acres. There it is. Yeah.
So this is it.
I got a cool house out of the deal. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. There's the Columbia River. Yeah, man.
Wow. Okay. So and when you say doors, are you referring to lots?
Yes.
And I'm not super well versed in this. Do you rent the mobile home facility to the person, or does the person bring their own mobile home?
Well, I can do it well, if it's a mobile home or a manufactured home, I can do it both ways. I'm partnered up with Clayton Homes. So if I need a new house or a tenant does, then I can work an incentive deal and get them a newer house, and we'll pay for the tow out of the old one to put in a new one. And that's a good point that you asked. That's the only way you can rebuild the infrastructure of a mobile home park is you got to give incentives to tenants to move into a new one and get rid of the old one. And mark my words, I mean, we've got some like 1970 single wides in these parks, but
let me take this call really quick. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Let me take this call and we'll talk. I'm not done yet. I have more questions. Stay here 1 sec. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, quick question. Are you trying to wholesale this deal?
No, Harry's my business partner and he has 65 doors. So he's going to be on the purchase and sale agreement with you. No, the guy walking the property tomorrow is my business partner and he's the buyer on this. You can put a non-assignment clause in the contract.
Okay, because we're
that's put a non-assignment clause in the contract if we're able to get this deal under contract. I have 28 doors myself. He has 65 doors, all of which are in Cleveland. And that guy who's walking the property with you guys tomorrow, he's the end buyer on it.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I know like my seller, he's very particular about his deals.
No worries.
So he doesn't want to go through a process where it's just getting bunched around. He's that's it, and then we're wrapping it up.
No worries. I bought, I'll give
wanted
you
to
one I just
confirm
bought. So I just bought 1618 Catalpa in Cleveland, Ohio, and we can send you a list of this guy's entire portfolio. I mean, it's
No, you're
pretty
fine.
extensive.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna be something that was presented to my seller, and then we were gonna go jump through all these hoops.
No,
Just
no,
to
no.
get it done.
He's your end buyer on that thing, and he'll be walking the property with you tomorrow, and ask him about his portfolio. It's extensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
I have two. Do you guys buy? I mean, I have two houses. I just went to see today. I'm not sure on the list yet. I mean, on the price yet, but I know
Great.
they're pretty run down. One has a squatter, full disclosure, and the other one is boarded up. So I don't know the condition of the inside, but I know I'm be letting those go for relatively low.
Are they East Side or East Cleveland?
They are east side. They're not East Cleveland, but they're on the east side.
Good. Okay, text those over to me, and we'll go from there.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Harry will just pay me outside of escrow. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm gonna have Harry contract the property directly, and she can put in a non-assignment clause. Harry will close on the property directly, and he'll literally Venmo me my assignment fee, or at least his lender will. So that'll be totally fine. It's good to be close with your buyers, guys. Anyways, I was still really interested in what we were talking about this property here. So
How about two from the same owner? This one and Country Squire, just separate day.
I'm really curious about the numbers on these. This one right here is 17 slots or units or doors, acres.
It's 150.
Oh,
And I've got
150.
And I got RVs if you look in the middle and down the side toward the road, and then it's houses that circle the property. And I'm constructing 28 more long-term lots. Yeah, I didn't do nightly camping. I do long-term.
Interesting.
6-month minimum lease.
Interesting. And is there good occupancy given the location? I mean,
I'm full.
Oh wow,
I'm full.
that's crazy because
And I've got a prospect list of over 300 every month wanting in here.
Wow.
Same with the other park, it's full, and same with Terry and Linda. It's now full, and we just put a new house in there for a tenant.
Wow, that's great.
I saw a question on how I got it for free. Well, the DSCR, you got your 20% you got to come up with, right? I'm sorry, Richard, I'm just answering the question I saw. You asked the homeowner, since it's mom and pop, you talk with the homeowner, you can carry that kind of like a gap loan, bridge loan, whatever you want to call it. But you can have the owner carry the 1.2 in payments. Like for Tara Linda, I pay $17,000 a month on top of any on-carrying for the property. But I also pull that from the other two parks, and that way I have always comp for maintenance issues, anything that happens.
So I have a question. So here's
basically on these parks, you really want to do structure. It's not the RVs or the mobile homes that's going to kill you. It's if it has a well, when was it replaced? Septic, is there any metal in the roads? When was that scraped or replaced? Those things I kind of known for a long time. I've been managing parks for quite a while since I retired from the railroad.
I have a question.
Sure.
Let's say you, just for round numbers, I've got a 100K house, just for round numbers, hypothetical 100K house. And my lender is willing to fund $80,000 of the purchase price, right? And I am wanting the seller to finance the remaining $20,000. Following?
Yep.
I try to close the deal, and I don't have the 20K to put down. Usually, I'd use a transactional lender to put the 20K down. And then, but then what from there? Because if I try to close a deal with a lender and I'm like, hey, seller, we're going to go ahead and give you 80K down and you'll finance the remaining 20K. Lender's like, yeah, so where's the 20K though? Because we can't just do that and then have the seller finance that. The 20 needs to go down. So usually I have a transactional lender put that down. Do you use a transactional lender to put down the 20?
No, I just use it's not really a form or anything, but I have the owner contract on the side. So my down payment I can make, and I have. I make the homeowner carry that for say for Tierra Linda, for example. I've got a 72-month carry on that, so it's about $16,600 a month. I pay them back, and they write off that the 1.2 million, I think it was on that one, was paid. You know, kind of like a lease option, if you will, or that you put a non-refundable down payment down, and then that seller puts it on the end of your deal if you actually get financing. It's similar to that.
So I guess I would ask this. If I wanted to buy this house right here and the lender was willing to give me 800K, like let's say it's $1 million purchase price, they want to give me 800K. I can't close the deal unless I come up with a difference.
That's going to be difficult on houses. You've got way more flexibility with manufactured home parks and RV parks and storage units. The doors are there, the income's there, and you can, a lot of these lenders that I use, especially, I've got a few in Portland there. These guys, they do not care. They'll gap loan it, you know, like I'll get Brian to give me 4 million, and then I need 1 point, you know, or 800,000. So I call Ted and I go, hey, I need 800,000. He goes, okay, sends it over, and then it's bought and paid for. And then I'll put Ted in the contract to be paid immediately back in an X amount of time.
Does the seller, so you bring that guy in, the guy who brings the 800, he's essentially your secondary lender. You have your first lender with a DSCR, and then you have the person fronting the down payment, which is for us, the private money lender. Now that 800,000 that goes back to the person who fronted that, does the seller give that back? And then because the seller was only expecting to get 60 or 70 or 80%. So the seller gives that back. Is that entitled that they give it back? Like they give it back in title? How do we make sure that the seller gives it back after they receive it?
Everything we do at the parks is just similar to your mortgage takeover. It goes into a trust. And then, like, for example, Rogue River pays all of the bills, all the parks, and then Aspen Grove, which I purchased, my other company. And it's funny, you mentioned a lot of LLCs. I have a lot of LLCs. And Aspen Grove bought these two parks. My other company, Bridgeview, bought the other two parks, just so I wasn't like overextended on my LLCs. And the cash flows helps with that. But to answer your question, it's pretty much a private contract I have with the seller if I want to do it. Like if I did Hat Rock, exactly this is what I did, is I told I'm just going to throw numbers. They're pretty close, but both parks were $6.3 million. And so I DSCR'd Hat Rock alone by itself because I couldn't afford the down payment. And so I talked to the seller, which was Mike Jewett. I called him, said, hey, man, I want this park. Would you be willing to carry the down on X amount of term length? And then he goes, yeah, let me think about it. And then he comes back with his terms, of course, we negotiate. And that's how I did it. And I paid Mike off in the first year and a half. And then I paid the park off completely in 2 years. So I just reinvested almost every dollar. Luckily, I knew the infrastructure was great because I knew the seller on this particular park.
My only question is, I understand the private money guy comes in for the 800,000 out of the 4 million. The seller receives the total purchase, and then they give the 800 back to that house's interest or whatever it may be.
Correct. Any equity and you'll have equity. Every mobile home park, if it's decent running and you know, active in all their licensing and consecutively, that's what you look for too.
Okay.
Yeah, they give it right back to them because I can take the equity out of the park and I pay off the lender.
Okay, so this is nice clarity in the chat. This is saying they don't receive it, Richard, meaning it's done in title. So it's done in title. So you're that makes a lot of sense, because my question was, how do I make sure that the seller gives the money back? But if it's done in title and there's some sort of like return of money, that makes a lot of sense. And the seller gets what they initially agreed to, and then there's just a seller finance note. But you probably don't fully leverage the DSCR loan. You probably only do 60 or 70% LTV, and then the seller finances the remaining 30 or 40%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty close to that. It's closer to 30, sometimes 20.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Now on to the numbers. I want to know your numbers here. So 150 units. How much does a slot rent out for per month?
$850.
Wow, that's a lot of money. You could rent a house for that. Okay, $850,
You
and
can blame Kochek.
you have $850 full occupancy of 155 units.
I've got 317 units.
Well, let's
at
just talk
850.
about what. Are you really? You got 317 units at
Yeah,
850?
all the parks in town are our CPIs for the year are only 6% because we're over 50 homes. So I only get a 6% yearly boost rate, which luckily happened in January. So
Your rent collected, so gross rent collected would be $270,000 per month.
70,000. Yep, that's 269, 270 right in there. Yep, if there's late fees, it'll be more.
And what's your PITI on these? Are they all free and clear?
Right. Well, Hat Rock, all the infrastructure is good, and it has been for the last 7 months. So all my stuff's new, chlorinator for the well, the whole deal. I spent some money. It's all done, so it's worry free. Country Square, I'm adding new homes, so that's a little disruption. But I've got the lots, and it's full, and it'll be free. I'll be free and clear of that. Oh, actually, I was free and clear of that in February.
So what is
So
it? What is it net monthly? I mean, damn, that's crazy. You know, you're getting 270 a month in cash flow. That's like literally what my Discord makes. You're getting 270 a month, and then what's your
It's a little over
PITI?
3 mil a year.
Do you know monthly what the debt service is?
Yes, like Hat Rock, my electric bill is right around 13,000 for the RVs. Other than that, tenants pay electricity for the houses. So like the other park in Country Square, everyone pays for their own electricity. I provide water, sewer, garbage.
So you don't have PITI. You don't have principal and interest payments because you've refinanced it out.
Correct. Yeah, I went straight with kind of hard money with a DSCR angle. Yep.
Interesting. And you have so I mean, what's the point of even working at $270,000 a month? And you maybe have like $50,000 of overhead for electrical and maybe taxes and maybe management and some sort of maintenance.
Yeah, everything's owner occupied. I changed all that when we took over. No subsidy, no renting, nothing like that. I don't want none of that crap. I do that for safety. I want to know who's in my homes, who's in my park, and I want the community to be safe. So I'm pretty strict. I do have a screening. I do have family members that own TCG, it's a property management. So I get that for free. So that's kind of a bonus. But
these mobile home parks live on LoopNet and Crexy, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of loop netting, correct.
Okay, so they live on LoopNet. When did you acquire the first one? When did you start doing this?
The first one was December 12th, 2023.
Wow. So you're telling me that you've built 200 and maybe 200K of net income per month in 3 years.
Yeah, I'm burning a little on Tierra Linda because we just purchased it, and I've got to pay the piper back, So, but I do have extra my accounts for any kind of mishap. Your mad money for shit blows up. I have that in account. It's already set up. It was easy to do when the money comes in, but I use the extra money and I start paying down the principal on Tierra Linda, and then by the time I close in the end of this year, I should have a Tierra Linda paid off, and then I'll go right into the fourth one that we're closing on the 6th.
Wow.
And yeah, just rinse and repeat. But now at Hat Rock Country Square, they pay me. So between the two parks, I've got 210 units at 850.
So what's the downside of this business model? Like, for example, the downside of these deals that people don't see is, maybe I sign 200 in a month, but maybe 75, 80 of that falls through due to inspection or title issues or just shit that happens. My perceived downside of this and what I've heard from people is the type of deal that you're doing can take 6 months to close and has an 80% fail rate. And it's like, where did you get that information? It's like, well, I'm linked in with the transactional lenders. So the guy who fronts your 800K, I know one of the biggest ones. I'm friends with him, and I talked to him. And he's like, yeah, 80% of Morby methods fail due to the lender issues in closing. Do you find that a lot of your transactions fall through due to lender issues?
I have not had one fall through at all. In fact, they call me and ask me if I want to do it again.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I've got, it's hard for me not to drop names because I hang out with these people, but I do have a handful of wealthy investor acquaintances that, yeah, they call me at least once a week. Did you find some? I'm currently looking in Salem, Oregon right now because the downshift on the mobile home parks just made a huge drop, right around 150 to 200,000. They just out of nowhere sank. So I don't know if that was the interest. Fannie Mae killed them. I don't know, but they're up for grabs. And the mom and pops, the reason I started it is because, you know, I'm no real estate guru or nothing. And in fact, my son is a huge fan, so am I of you. And he got me on you. So we got everything so we could do what you were doing. But I do this. And but my son, he's stepping up, and I'm hoping for his third purchase here pretty soon, and his first one through you guys. He's got 3 contracts in negotiations right now, so I was pretty excited about that for you guys. I mean, to dump off in the buy box. So
Wow,
I was
fascinating.
totally excited. Yeah.
So
what do you
think about wholesaling these opportunities?
Wholesaling, like your like homes, like what you're doing
Yeah,
here?
what do you think about people
I think it's
being
awesome, man. It's like, you know, you got to have a mindset for it, and I love to talk, so I guess that might help. But yeah, I think it's the best thing in the world, man. I mean, you're not even touching a home really unless you want to keep it, so you're just flopping contracts over. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
I never really got on that level. I mean, literally just had a park kind of offered to me, you know, because I knew the owner of this one. And when I retired from the railroad, I'd come out here and help him clean it up and stuff. And it's like I went from weed whacking to owning it, you know, a little princess story. And then I just was smart with my money. And you know, when I see just this park alone, you know, that's 80,000 a month, I think. That's a lot of money for someone that doesn't know how to handle money. So you can go upside down real fast. And I was smart. My wife was definitely right with me. And just reinvest. If you're going to get one of these, fix it up so someone else wants to give you $1 million more for it, and it doesn't take much to do. And that's the best part about them, and they're mom and pops. So all the scripts you can think of for wholesaling on manufactured home parks works like a charm.
What's the number one thing you look for? Occupancy?
I look for, yeah, how many lots it has, and I go back, you know, most people, I learned this from an old guy. You go back 3 years, 2 years minimum to see occupancy lists. Because he might have loaded the park with a bunch of crackheads just so it looks like there's an income coming and none of them were screened or nothing. And now you've just inherited a huge could be problem, you know, with whatever. So you really got to pay attention to the park. I think the shortest time I closed was 33 days. But my longest one was 2.5 months.
Have you ever paid an assignment fee?
Never, no.
You've never paid an assignment fee. Did you learn this in Pace Morby's community?
No. I learned this from the old guy that owned the place, Mike Jewett. He's like, why are you offering money? Never offered money, always offer a percentage, you know? And so when I'm offering to not only give you a whole bunch of money, I'm going to pay you for a little while so that way you're not disturbed from missing some payments. And that they love it. It's amazing. I've never had very much pushback except if I really tried to lowball a park. And I only do that is because I know the substructure. I know everything. There's problems here, and it's going to cost me in a month or two, you know, $600,000-$700,000 to replace a well. You know what I mean? So you got to really be diligent on eyeballing the infrastructure of every park. I mean, it could have brand new painted homes through it, but underground electrical sucks, conduits popping, sewers leaking. Yeah, or you're tied into the city and you got to deal with them. So there's a lot of little things like that I would definitely look at when I'm looking to purchase a home, because sometimes they're not getting rid of it just to get rid of it. They're getting rid of it because it's about to blow up. So if you know what to look for, and it's really easy once you start doing it, Yeah, dude, if you got a good one, they're willing to talk. You cannot not talk to a homeowner of an RV mobile home park. They will sit there and make you a sandwich, sit you down. I mean, they're mom and pops. So talking to them money, they know no one's got $6 million to put down. So they're already willing to creative finance. And I found that, I mean, I've only got four, but 4 out of 4. I wasn't talking to them more than probably, I mean, in the whole sprint before actual signed contract, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, off and on, just checking in and making sure and double checking, doing your thing.
You think you think there's a lot of buyers for stuff like this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They call me all the time.
Because you don't, as a buyer, oftentimes you get into it $0 down.
Right.
Interesting.
Yep.
I wonder, would you be willing to do a live stream with me this week?
Oh yeah, man. Sure, absolutely.
Because I think it could be valuable. Chat, what do we think about that? What do we think about this guy doing a live stream with us this week where he talks about identification? Because I can't tell you about this. I understand the structure, but I don't. It's never something I've done before, guys. I keep it very, very simple. But this is interesting, and I guess the real thing for me that was really interesting is that Anson Lee closed one of these with Riley Kelly, and it was $48,000 as an assignment fee, which is fascinating. So yeah, the lender thing is interesting, but you've not run into an issue before, and I believe you, of course.
No, I haven't.
So let me know if I've got this correctly. You need to find a lender that potentially a private money lender that's willing to take a second position temporarily.
Right. Temporarily, absolutely. And I believe if they still call them gap loans, bridge loans, they're the guys that will loan your down payment.
Interesting.
But they want immediately back. I've never had anyone go over 2 years. I had one, well, I did have one offer me 3 years, but I didn't like the interest. So I wasn't going that route. So I went, and most of the time I have seller carry. And then it's kind of like it's hard to describe for me because I don't know all the lingo, sorry. But it's kind of like a lease option agreement per se. I've got the DSR hard money there, their millions are there. And then I go, hey, can you guys carry this? And then they write to, escrow, hey, he's got 800 and some odd thousand already paid. And it's an agreement with the seller. And then I just pay them with the monthly rents of the park until it's paid off. And then I get my down payment. So I haven't really used but once a gap or bridge loan through a different investor. I started doing it this way and started doing them on my own so I could do a seller carry-ish on the down.
The only portion that I don't understand is how you got it to be free and clear, because it seems to me that you'd be leveraged. If you sold it, you wouldn't own it anymore. So how did you get your debt off of the property?
I just reinvested literally every dollar.
So you refinance.
I make a payment and then I go in like a week later and I go in personally to the bank. Chase is who I use, and I go in there and say, hey, I want a principal only payment. And then I'll make my regular payment, and then I go in and I drop a principal only payment, and it'll be $70,000, $80,000 on the principal, and then I pay that principal down super fast.
Do you get that money by refinancing a separate mobile home park and using the money you got out of the refinance?
I do now, yeah. I do a lot of equity I use equity off of this park to get the second park, and then I paid that off, and then I used the other park equity, so I didn't have to go looking for a short-term lender. And now it kind of takes care of itself a little bit, if you will. So now with both parks paid off, I just walk in the bank and say, hey, I need this loan. And they kind of do it because I have the assets.
Interesting. Now, you're saying that if you just did one of them, you wouldn't have a way to get the first one free and clear. You need the second one to get the first one free and clear.
Well, it helps. I'll tell you, if you got your second one was like a winner and there's like no infrastructure, no expensive stuff like houses, you look for HVAC, roof, and hot water heaters. Here, you look for anything that's a utility. So it's plumbing, electrical, lighting, whatever if they have bathrooms or a washer machine, which this does, it gets a little more of holy crap, that's a lot of stuff. And if it all went to shit, yeah, I'd probably be up shit creek. But that's the importance of really being mindful of the infrastructure of the park. It's not what you see that'll get you; it's what you don't see.
Fascinating. How about
Yeah.
how about tomorrow?
Let's see, what do we got tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
What I'm interested in doing is I'm interested in the same thing that I do. You know, sharing my screen on Zillow, deal identification.
Yeah,
I want to
that'd be great.
I want to walk the community through it, especially after we had a 12-year-old literally complete one of these deals. I think
I
it's
saw that.
I think it I think it's possible, and I think it's time, guys. So yeah, I'll tell you what. Well, are you available around this time tomorrow?
Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of convenient because I open the store down the park at 4. So
Why do you do that? You open the store down at you're talking about making 200 a month opening the store. What's you doing?
I'm cheap. I'd rather do it myself than pay someone to do it at this point. Now, if I get a little, I mean, I am 50, but if I get a little older, then I'll start paying for employees and stuff. But right now, I literally certified through the state of Oregon. I manage all my parks.
Interesting.
And that way I save, what is that, 80,000 a year on hiring a manager.
Interesting.
So, and yeah, pretty easy. I got my certificate, all hanging up in my office. But yeah. Any other questions? I'm sorry I don't know all the legal terms. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this, and this is kind of how it happened. On Hat Rock, I used the seller to carry my down.
Fascinating.
He wrote off that I paid escrow X amount already, kind of like a lease option would if you put a $55,000 down with non-refundable deposit. And then he uses that money to say to escrow that, hey, yes, he's already paid me. So I make a contract on the side with the seller for the down payment, and then they say that to escrow that it's already under contract, it's been paid.
How about tomorrow? How about tomorrow? We bring you on same time and we do like an hour where you just talk about identification and what makes a deal a deal.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's the hardest part. I was fortunate, like I said, I was fortunate enough to know the owner of this one. So I knew, I've been working out here and stuff when I was retired, and I know what to look for. I fixed everything, kind of one of those deals. And then when he wanted to sell, the people that were coming in were trying to pretty much jack the prices up, and that would have evicted almost, half the park, if not more, because they're mostly on fixed incomes.
So tomorrow I go live. Tomorrow I go live at 1:30 PST. You're on PST too. Is 1:30 okay?
1:30. I just put it in my calendar.
Great. Well, tomorrow at 1:30, remind me to bring up $RR.
Okay, I added it.
Okay, we'll see you then. We'll see you then.
Awesome, Richard. Thanks for the time. Yeah, I love what you're doing, and I'm trying to actually figure out how to do it myself. My son is really, really motivated, and that gets me a little spark, but I've really never gone out and done what you guys are doing on houses or.
Well, no need.
I usually stayed in investment properties, so
no
I find
need.
it very interesting.
Honestly, if this is how this is going, I mean, I don't see a need for you to pivot, but of course, I'm always happy to share what I can share. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. So we'll see you tomorrow, guys. We'll do a little giveaway right now, and we'll talk to this guy tomorrow. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Okay.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, Richard.
Absolutely. Talk soon. I'm always learning new things. Always learning new things. It's something I'm familiar with, but there's definitely some hurdles. And I wonder why so many fall through. Because he hasn't had that experience, but what I hear is I have a Morby method closing and I think to myself, I've seen 2 closed before. but you know, talking to this guy, it seems interesting. Make him a community leader. Being a community leader is multifaceted. It's also about your commitment to the community. Okay. Okay, so we got this wheel. We spin it at the end of every day. It lands on something, and then we use that something for a giveaway. Today it landed on the portable mic. The portable mic. Great way to start filming content. Guys, look at my portable mic. This is my portable mic right here. I use it in all of my videos. I take it to the Philippines with me. I take it whenever I travel. You never know when you might need one of these. So I use it all the time. If I were you, I would start filming content. Hell, my video today was you're dropping the ball if you're not filming content. You really are dropping the ball if you're not filming content. So I want to help enable you guys to do that. And today's giveaway is something that might help you out with that. So it's just the connections you make, guys. The connections you make. From filming content is just it's unbelievable, and you learn so much from it too. 32 people in my YouTube live stream, but we have no camera right now for whatever reason. It froze. YouTube, I'm still here, guys. It's just the camera froze. How tall am I? I'm just under 6'2". Okay, so we're gonna do. Let's figure out. Here's a good one. 3, 2, 1. Osteoporosis primarily affects what? And there we go. Osteo, there's the key. There's the key. Gonzo Holdings, you're first. Gonzo Holdings is first.
Nice. Hello.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing well. Let us ship you a portable mic here. All I need is name, address, and phone number, and we'll go ahead and ship it to you.
Okay, cool. I do already have some mics.
Oh, you do? Well, I'm happy to Venmo you the equivalent.
Okay, cool. How much would that be?
I'm picking up the mic for $20. I'll send you
Perfect.
$20.
I mean, I love that.
What do you have? You got Venmo? You got Apple Pay?
You could do
Cash App. I have Cash App. I see your Cash App in here. Is it still the one from last time?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's send him $20. A little cash giveaway.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely, here to help. Oh, you changed your profile picture. I know you.
Yes. Well, I'm an OG, bro.
I know who he is. Yeah, I the way that I recognize people is by their profile pictures. But sent.
Nice. Thank you, man.
All right, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Looks like Rowan's going live for a little bit. Rowan, I understand Rowan has one of these deals in closing. So perhaps he can answer some questions about this interesting method that we've just heard about, and talk about the identification for something like that. So yeah, you can go ahead and hear from Rowan now. I'm going to head out. I'll keep the live stream open, and yeah, we'll talk, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. There's a lot to learn. Guys, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. If you want to join Hold My Hand Wholesale, we've got a big live stream happening tomorrow. So that obviously new information that we learned today, that's happening tomorrow exclusively on Hold My Hand Wholesale. We're going to be interviewing him with a screen share and talking about identifying these deals and how to wholesale them. Remember, all this stuff is free. I know it sounds complicated. I'm overwhelmed, right? I'm like, but how do you, and then what about, right? So I have questions too. I'm going to get my questions answered tomorrow in the live stream, and I'd love for you guys to be there too. So if you'd like to be there, the link is in my bio. All you have to do is click the link in my bio, join Hold My Hand Wholesale, and we'll see you on the live stream tomorrow. Anyways, that's going to be at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, exclusively on Discord. Screen will be shared, questions will be answered, truths will be revealed. Catch you later, guys. Bye-bye.